Boston College took on defending national champion Brigham Young University in the Kickoff Classic. Though the season opener was a losing cause, Sean Halloran was established as the quarterback replacement for graduated Heisman Trophy winner Doug Flutie. Eastern football is on the rise. This year, it will be increasingly difficult for any team to dominate and claim the Lambert Meadowlands Trophy. And today, the Eagles face a severe test as they take on the Owls from Temple University. From Alumni Stadium on the campus of Boston College, the Temple Owls take on the Boston College Eagles. And we welcome you not only to Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts, or University Heights here at Boston College, as it is often referred to, but also to the inaugural telecast here on TEN of Eastern College football. Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Zabriskie, and working with me is former Penn State All-American and former All-Pro for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Jack Ham. You know, Jack, BC is looking upon this year in many respects as the year 1 AD, after Doug. And Sean Halloran, for that reason, as the new quarterback, had a lot of pressure going on to the Kickoff Classic against BYU. He's got a game under his belt. He's proven that he can do the job. Hopefully some of the pressure is off. But how much of an advantage is it not only for him, but for the entire Boston College team to have played a game and Temple just opening the season today?
Well, I think it's quite an advantage for Boston College. I think Jack McNeil found out that some of his players can play under pressure. Halloran has that game experience. And on the other side of the coin, Coach Arians is not sure how a lot of his young people are going to play. He's got two young people playing in the secondary. He's not sure how they're going to play under game situations.
Along the line of scrimmage, you're also going to be seeing two of the best around. For Boston College defensively, it's Mike Ruth. And on the other side of the line, the offensive line for Temple, John Reenstra. Two large, very good linemen.
Well, John Reenstra bench presses 550 pounds. He's an excellent run blocker. Mike Ruth, the outlet trophy candidate, also benches 550 pounds, but also is very quick. Runs a 40 and 4.8. Should be a great matchup.
And they will be head-to-head on at least a few occasions this afternoon. So, it's Temple versus Boston College today here at Alumni Stadium. The teams will be coming out in just a minute. Stadium, where we await the arrival of both teams. Of course, Boston College 0-1 on the year after going 10-2 last year. Temple was 6-5 last year, and here come the Temple Owls and head coach Bruce Arians. Coach Arians entering his third year at Temple with a record of 10-12 so far. And they closed out their season last year with 3 consecutive victories to finish at 6-5, and they're looking forward to great things. In fact, Coach Arians feels, in talking before the game, that the added confidence that they have received is going to be a big factor going into this season.
We're coming off a season where we had some impressive wins to give us the confidence to face this year's schedule. With the first 3 ball games with Boston College, Penn State, and Brigham Young, we feel like we have the confidence and ability to win on this schedule. Right now, Boston College has the Lambert Trophy, and we'd like to take it away.
And it's a big game for them, obviously, opening the season and trying to maintain that momentum, Jack.
Well, they're on the high note coming off last year's winning season being 6-5, and he wants to continue it right now. He's got a lot of skilled people out there, and this football team is not the old Temple team. It's a good football team.
What kinds of things are they going to have as far as question marks that need answering today?
Well, they got a young secondary back there, especially in a free safety and a rover back. 2 guys are sophomores that are playing the first time in game situation, and then we'll see how they react during the course of the game. I'm sure Boston College will try to test it.
And Boston College, of course, getting the crowd excited as they come out through a line formed by the band. And head coach Jack McNeil, the Cowboy, who is, for his entire career, 50-50-2 after the loss to BYU to open the season. In his 5th year here at BC with a record of 32-15-1. And he has no doubts with the schedule that he has facing him after today about the importance of this game against Temple for his team.
The Temple game is a very important football game for us, obviously. We came off a loss of Brigham Young. Our kids were down for just a couple days, and now they're excited about playing Temple. And I have a great deal of respect for Temple and Bruce Arians and the coaching staff, but I think it's going to be one heck of a football game.
And they're looking to bounce back, Jack, obviously, after losing in that kickoff classic.
Well, I think Jack McNeil is a very, very smart coach. You let him worry about that game, the Brigham Young game, for maybe a day or two. But after that, he had to forget about it. Temple's a good football team. I think he told his team that. And they got to play a good game today, or they could be in trouble for the whole season.
And in just a moment, we're going to be right back to go down on the field and meet the captains. We'll be right back. Here, University Heights in Chestnut Hill, and here come the captains for the Temple Owls, and they are going to be met by the entire Boston College squad, represented by 3 tri-captains. So let's go down to the field for the coin toss and referee Raymond Bauer.
These are your opponents: Captain Stratford, Captain Root, Captain Regent. Shake hands, boys. As the other officials today, Mr. Clagis, our umpire, Mr. Klingensmith, our side judge, Mr. Kemp, our line judge, Mr. DeRenzo, the back judge, Mr. Self, the linesman, Mr. Daniels, the field judge. All right, you're the visitor. There's the head. There's the tail. Call it in the air. If I drop it, we'll throw it again. He calls a head. It is a head. It's your choice. They'll receive which way you want it to go. Spin around this way. White, who won the toss, will receive at this end. Good luck.
So Temple has won the toss. They've elected to receive the football. Boston College will be kicking off from the goal to our right. And it is an overcast and cloudy day. The temperature has climbed a little bit since yesterday by about 10 or 15 degrees. It was really cool here yesterday and rained the entire day. But it's dry, although overcast, and the temperature at game time 73 degrees. So a good day. And what should be a good ball game. As you see, the Eagles with the big lead in this series, but that does not denote the resurgence of Temple football under Bruce Arians the last couple of years, Jack.
No, they've gone out and they've recruited very well. They've got some skilled people at wide receivers, and also Parker, the tailback, and they've got people to put points on the board for them, so they're going to open up their offense. I think Coach Arians would like to come out and get some good balance out of his offense on his first initial drive, and then see what happens.
And basically, as far as Boston College is concerned, they tend to go a little more with the pass than the run, and we have it on good authority. In fact, out of the mouth of quarterback Sean Halloran, that their first play will be a pass when they get the football.
Oh, they like to do out of I formation. A lot of play action passes, holds the linebackers in. They'll try to fake it to Stratford, who's an excellent running back. Fake it to him and pull it back out and then go downfield. A lot of the passes have gone to tight end Scott Gieselman, who's caught 9 last week against Brigham Young.
And David Rooney, number 45, who's a freshman from Miramar, Florida, will do the kicking off for Boston College. Back deep to receive for Temple, Paul Palmer and Todd McNair. McNair right at the 1-yard line. He gets a bit of an opening and out to the 24 before he's knocked down, and there is a penalty marker thrown right at the point of the tackle. A return of 24 yards by McNair. Hislop on the tackle. Offensively for Temple, Lee Saltz, the quarterback. Paul Palmer, their #1 running back at tailback. Shelley Poole will be at fullback. The receivers of Pete Johnson, Willie Marshall, and Keith Gloucester. Up front, it's Koss, Reenstra, who's a big, strong one, Gassert, Cornelius, and Yancey along the front line. Here's the indication. An illegal block, a crackback called, blocking below the waist on a kicking play, and the penalty against Temple moves the ball back inside the 13-yard line. Lee Saltz leads them up, and you see what he did last year, passing for over 1,300 yards, and Saltz completed 52.7% of his passes. So they're at the 12.5-yard line, 1st and 10, Temple. Palmer and Poole in the backfield behind him. And as expected, it's Palmer, and he breaks through on the very first play and crosses the 30-yard line. Finally run down by Carl Pelagata, number 49, the senior defensive back, and about the only guy that could have stopped him from going all the way.
Well, they've got Pete Johnson in motion. It's like a trap play right here at the line of scrimmage. Palmer, who's got excellent speed, 4.4 and a 40. He breaks that trap and goes to the outside, and almost on the first play of the game, breaks it for a big score. They're going to try to get the ball in his hands quite a bit this afternoon.
It's a gain of 27 and a 1st and 10 at the 40 for Temple. And Salt's first pass is complete to Gloucester, and he picks up a big gain, moving well into Boston College territory to the BC 36, and again, it was Carl Pelagata who made the tackle. Defensively for BC, Gorecki, Boza, Ruth, Deegan, and Thompson along the front line. Romanowski and Gaffney, a couple of pretty good linebackers. And then it's Crespane, Pelagata, Eiton, and Perryman in the secondary. The secondary that got burned against BYU and got burned on the first pass play here. So another first down for Temple from the BC 36 after a gain of 24. Palmer falls forward to the 31 for a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. Number 57, Ted Gaffney, one of the inside linebackers, made the tackle. Pretty impressive, Jack, so far offensively.
We talked about getting the ball to the skilled people. Palmer carrying the ball quite a bit. Then that option pass that they threw down to Gloucester was wide open, and now the ball's on the 31-yard line after a few plays.
So Temple threatening on their first possession as they send 2 wide receivers to the right, but the ball goes to Shelley Poole, the fullback, and he's very near a first down as he gets near the 26. Tackled by Bill Romanowski, the other linebacker, number 53. And it is another first down for Temple as they have moved the ball almost at will on this initial drive.
And they really crossed up the Eagle defense that time. I'm sure everybody's looking for Palmer to give the ball to Poole, the fullback, who was usually the lead back for Palmer, blocking quite a bit. That time he carried the ball for the first down.
From the Boston College 26, Palmer gets 3 or 4 yards inside the 25. Romanowski, 53 again, making the hit along with number 81, Andy Hemmer.
Steve was talking to Coach Arians yesterday. He likes Palmer so much. He compares him a lot to Terry Metcalf, a great running back for the St. Louis Cardinals. He's not afraid to run the ball inside. He's only 180 pounds, but very, very strong, and he'll hit the place inside quite a bit.
And he has done that quite effectively, especially on his first carry when he gained 27. 2nd down, about 7 yards to go. And on the option pitch, it's Palmer who gets a good block from Poole. Tries to turn the corner, but picks up only a couple as he gets down near the 22 before he's run out of bounds by 49, Carl Pelagata. And as you saw, Andy Hemmer also in on the play, number 81.
Well, Boston did a good job of stretching that play outside. Pulled the lead blocker, got in motion for a step or two, tried to lead Palmer, but the defense came out and Hemmer helped out on the play. But he really stretched that to the sideline, and Palmer had no place to go.
He only picked up 1, so it's 3rd down and 6. Ken Moriarty, a defensive back in a nickel defense for Boston College. Johnson, the tight end, going in motion, and the pitch to Palmer. Again, Poole with a block on the corner, and Palmer gets around. He's inside the 15 and finally bumped out of bounds at the 10, but a penalty marker is down at the point of contact. 3rd down and 6. Ken Moriarty, a defensive back in a nickel defense for Boston College. Johnson, the tight end, going in motion, and the pitch to Palmer. Again, Poole with a block on the corner, and Palmer gets around. He's inside the 15 and finally bumped out of bounds at the 10, but a penalty marker is down at the point of contact. Rory Perriman, number 8, and Andy Hemmer, 81, ran him out of bounds. He had enough for a first down, but let's wait and see what the penalty. It is going to be a face mask against Boston College. So it will be a Temple first down, and the penalty will move the ball inside the 10-yard line.
Well, again, this offense is working because the fullback, Poole, is really making that lead block every time on the corner. That enables Palmer to get outside, and finally people are trying to bring him down any way they can. And finally, Pelagata, the weak safety, came over the top and just grabbed his face mask, and he'll put the penalty, add the penalty on right here.
Referee Raymond Bauer moves it down inside the 6.
There's a face mask on the defense. 5 yards. First down.
Here's Palmer out on the corner. going to the outside, makes a good fake inside and back out to the outside. That's when Pelagata grabs him by the face mask. But when he gets in open field, he's so tough to bring down. You're just trying to grab onto anything.
He's rushed 5 times now and picked up 47 yards. It's first and goal, Temple from the 6. Shelley Poole takes it down near the 3-yard line before he's stopped by Tom Perrell, number 72, and Mike Ruth, the Outland Trophy candidate at nose guard, number 68. So it'll be second and goal as they mark it just outside the 3.
Salsa has done a good job of mixing up his plays. Palmer inside, Palmer outside, throwing the ball upfield, and then Poole. Then everybody's looking for Palmer. Then he gives the ball to the fullback Poole for a few yards.
David Nugent, number 71, into the game defensively for Carl Pelagata as they go to a goal line defense, does Boston College. Second and goal from the 3. Palmer, and he stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Mike Ruth would not be blocked, and Ted Gaffney, 57, the linebacker, helped out. So virtually no gain, and it'll be third down and goal.
On this play right now, Mike Ruth is the guy that just comes off the football. Goal line is just getting penetration into the backfield. Ruth comes off his block. Again, it's 180-pound Palmer right now trying to get on a goal line situation. That is probably where Temple needs a big back in here inside the 5-yard line on the goal line.
Pelagata back in the game as it may be a passing situation. Third and goal from the 3 for Temple. On the option and beautifully faked, and Salt scores untouched. Boy, they set that up beautifully as Lee Saltz faked to Palmer and took it untouched into the end zone at 6-0 Temple.
His first drive is very impressive by Temple. You talk about faking it in control of the game. Saltz on the option. He fakes the ball inside. The whole Eagle defense goes inside with Palmer. He pulls the ball back out, and he could have scored, or he could have pitched the ball back out to Marshall. Either one of them could have walked into the end zone. Great faking by Saltz.
And it was so beautifully set up. Here's number 16, Bill Wright, who's on to attempt the extra point. And it is good. An 87-yard drive in 10 plays. And with the score, a timeout, and the score 7-0 Temple over Boston College. We'll be right back. 7-0 Temple first quarter here at Boston College after a 10-play, 87-yard scoring drive with Saltz going the final 3 for the touchdown. It took him 3 minutes and 47 seconds.
And Temple did a good job of mixing up play action pass, running the football with Palmer, mixing it up, giving it to Poole once in a while, and then finally the option down on the goal line to really fool the entire Boston College defense. So Saltz is really playing within himself, just doing the right things, and he just complements that offense very well.
And so far, they've certainly gotten the well-balanced attack that Bruce Arians was looking for.
And I think people have Temple on their schedule that are not look past the Temple Owls.
Bill Wright kicks it off, and it's going to be a short one heading for the sideline. And it'll be a penalty. Kelvin Martin lets it go out of bounds. And so they'll bring it back, and Wright will have to kick it from the 35. Well, Jack, what about BC offensively? We've been told they're going to open with a pass. And here's what you'll see in the backfield with Halloran, of course. Troy Stratford, who is probably, before he's through this year, going to really make a name for himself as a running back. Ken Bell will be the fullback. Gieselman, Martin, and Dombrowski are the receivers. Up front, it's Regent, Twomby, Goetzky, Wolf, and Trapillo along the front line, which is a big and good one.
Well, I think Boston College can answer with Stratford with just as good a back or a well-versed back like Palmer. He catches the ball out of the backfield. He runs the football with authority. He had 100 yards last week against Brigham Young. They may try to do the same thing on their first offensive series.
So Wright again from the 35, and again it's short. And it's going to be taken by Kelvin Martin, number 82. Right up the middle and near the 30-yard line before he runs into a brick wall. That will be about at the 28 that Boston College will start offensively. A return of 19 yards as Sean Halloran gets last-minute instructions from Coach Bicknell. And there you see Sean's stats in the opening game in a kickoff classic against Brigham Young. Not a bad night, but he was certainly overshadowed by the great Robbie Bosco, who passed for 508 yards.
Robbie Bosco is going to overshadow a lot of quarterbacks that he plays against this year.
So Halloran with only one back behind him in the backfield. Sets up the throw. Has plenty of time, but short hops it to the intended receiver, Joe Giaquinto, senior from Winthrop, Mass. And here's a look at the Temple Owl defense. Edie, Davis, Kumro, and Ward, the front four. Three linebackers, Smith, Pilkauskas, and Dominowski. In the secondary, Bonjavengo, Brewer, Herder, and Parker. And they are somewhat untested as they have lost a couple of key people in that secondary. Again, Ken Bell, the only back, as again Halloran goes to throw and throws over the middle. It's complete, but for very little gain to the tight end, Gieselman. 54, Steve Dominowski, the junior linebacker from Mayfield, Pennsylvania, made the hit on Gieselman. It's a gain of about 2.5, 3 yards. Call it third down and 7.
I think Harmon would like to get some completions right now. Gieselman's a guy he's gone to last week for 9 catches in that intermediate route area, that time only for 3 yards. But that'll really help his confidence, and he can gain that from quarter to quarter.
Again, an offensive set that looks strictly pass on 3rd down and 7 for Boston College, but they give the draw play to Bell, and he's going to be handled just as he crosses the 30-yard line. And did the ball come loose? Apparently not, as they ruled he was down. Chuck Kumro and 45 John Smith in on the tackle. So it's 4th down BC, and Steve Peets, the backup quarterback, is in to punt for Boston College. Just outside the 35-yard line. Frank Bonjavengo makes the return on a 33-yard punt. The score, Temple 7 and Boston College nothing. We'll return to Alumni Stadium in just a minute. I've left to play in the first quarter here at Alumni Stadium in Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts. Temple leading Boston College 7-0. Steve Zabriskie along with Jack Ham bringing you all the action here on TEM. 1st and 10, Temple from their own 39 as they have very good field position following the punt. Salts with the I formation of Poole and Palmer behind him. And he fakes to Palmer, has plenty of time and throws it deep and wide open down the field, but unable to hold on to the ball is Willie Marshall. Boy, I guess there is such a thing as being too open.
Steve, he was open by about 25 yards. It was just a play-action pass. He had a very good play-action pass to Palmer, and he pulls the ball right back out. Palmer was running the football so well in that first drive that keyed on him. Even the cornerback this time gets beat by about 15 or 20 yards. He's not even in the picture right now. And you're right, Marshall was too wide open. He had too much time to think about it.
Pelagata got there way too late, but a break for BC at 2nd down and 10, and here comes Palmer behind some good blocking. He crosses the 40 and gets out to the 43 before number 95, Chuck Gorecki, the right defensive end and a senior, makes the tackle.
That I formation, the key guy always has to be that fullback, the unsung hero. He's the guy that got to make the block on the guy, the linebacker coming upfield. This time he puts the linebacker almost on the ground. Palmer just cuts off that to the outside, pulls an excellent blocker, and he's a big reason why that running game out of I formation works.
3rd down, about 6 to go. 6.5 or 7 as the ball is at the 42-yard line. And again, a play-action pass, and Saltz looks long. Incomplete down the near sideline. Intended once again for Marshall. Neil Eiton, number 43, the most experienced secondary player BC has, was back there covering all the way. So the crowd getting excited as it is 4th down, and Temple will give up the football.
Steve, it could have been a real big swing. Temple goes up 14-0 here in the first quarter. Boston College started thinking about some things, and Marshall missing that ball down around the 30-yard line. It could have really blown this game a little bit open here in the first quarter.
Kelvin Martin back deep to receive for Boston College. And not a good kick off the side of the foot. And out of bounds near the BC 40-yard line. Kip Schenenfeld with only an 18-yard punt. We have a timeout here with a score. Temple 7, Boston College nothing, and we'll be right back.
AT&T is in a bonny business. Since Scottish and Irish Imports of Annapolis added AT&T 800 service, catalog sales are up 75% in just 2 years.
35. And the Titan?
Which makes their bonny business a boom business.
Temple head coach Bruce Arians surrounded by some of his players as they have had things pretty much their way so far as we're midway through the first quarter. Boston College with their second possession and good field position at their own 40-yard line, trailing 7-0. And out of the I formation, Stratford tries to get to the outside and only picks up a yard or so before he is knocked down. Coming up out of the secondary, Frank Bonjavengo to trip him up, number 22.
Bonjavengo makes a good open field tackle here. He's playing because their usual rover back, Todd Bowles, is hurt with a broken wrist, a few bones in his wrist. He'll be out about 3 or 4 more weeks. This time in open field, he brings down Troy Stratford, who's an excellent open field runner.
He is that. Only a gain of 1 at 2nd down and 9. And again it's Stratford, this time going the other way, and again hauled down at the line of scrimmage. Number 45, John Smith, and number 90, Chris Eady, with the good defensive play. And BC has had a tough time moving the football against Temple so far.
And when you can't run the football like effectively, that play action out of I formation does not work because the lineman will not take the fake. They have not been able to run the football right now, and Halloran has been a little bit shaky in the first series, and we'll see if he can get a completion here on 3rd down.
3rd down and 9 as they lost maybe a foot or so on that play. Just outside their own 40. Halloran, and the blitz is on, but he gets it away, and it's complete to Gieselman, the tight end, and Gieselman has a first down and is down at the 42-yard line of Temple before he's tripped up out of bounds by number 53, Bob Pilkauskas. Big 3rd down play, and as you said, Jack, it could do a lot for Halloran's confidence.
Well, it's an all-out blitz right now. It's man-to-man coverage. You see the blitzing linebacker coming up. Halloran gets away from and gets the ball off to Gieselman, but now he gets a good block by Martin downfield, enables him to go down the sideline and get the first down.
Gain of 17, 1st and 10 at the Temple 42. Stratford goes in motion. Over the middle and complete. Sean Murphy, number 89, draws a crowd before he's finally hauled down near the 1st down yardage. Pilkauskas, number 53, one of the first to get to him. Sean Murphy, a senior out of Norwell, Massachusetts, at 6'3" and 245. They're about a yard short. A gain of 9 will make it 2nd down and 1 as they mark it at the Temple 33.
I think Gieselman just went out of the game just for one play to catch his breath. He's right back in. Murphy made a good hook pattern, got in the open area. Now 2nd down and 1. Halloran can do almost anything he wants to right here. See if he may go deep.
Stratford, who's a fine receiver, is in the slot. And on 2nd and 1, the bootleg by Halloran, and he is wide open with plenty of time. Now he's going to run it. And Smith hauls him down at the 25. Linebacker John Smith along with Purvis Herter, number 20, up from the secondary. But it's enough for the first down at the 25-yard line of Temple. Jack Bicknell getting fired up.
Halloran will never be confused with Doug Flutie running that bootleg out there. He doesn't have the nifty feet that Doug Flutie has. He is wide open. He was trying to really go deep downfield, but nothing was there.
And your alma mater, 7-0, up early on Maryland. Of course, Maryland rated as a top 10 team, and that is a big game. Maryland's had a tough time beating Penn State regardless of the ranking.
They've been waiting a long time down for Penn State coming down for this game.
Halloran on 1st and 10, chased out of the pocket. He will run again. He's inside the 15 and down near the 10. Number 54, Steve Dominowski, made the tackle around the ankles inside the 11 of Temple.
Halloran is now starting to show his poise a little bit back here. He's looking downfield. Nobody's open. He gets pressure from the outside. He just steps up in the pocket, finds the alley, and goes downfield for a first down. Showing a lot more poise on his 2nd drive.
Gain of 14. We have 5:35 to go in the first quarter. Temple leading 7-0, and Boston College threatening for the first time. Halloran apparently calling an audible and taking a lot of time at the line of scrimmage. And he almost gets blindsided by Smith, and the ball is incomplete in the end zone. Giaquinto and Martin both there. Halloran got rid of it just in time.
A lot of times down around the 10 or 11-yard line, goal line situations, you bring people off the corner, especially the blind side where the quarterback cannot see it. If he had held that ball a little bit longer, it probably would have ended up being a fumble.
2nd and 10, still at the 11-yard line. Ken Bell, the only setback, with 2 receivers to the right side, and here goes Bell for a yard or 2, as he might have gotten inside the 10, depending on where they mark it. Doug Davis, 49, making the tackle for Temple. There's Doug.
This may be a good time for Halloran to go to the tight end Gieselman again. He's a big, tall target, 6'5", going down in the goal line in man-to-man coverage. It'd probably be a mismatch with a strong safety coverage.
3rd down and 9 from the 10. Getting away from trouble, flips a shovel pass, incomplete. Almost a miraculous reception by Bell, who was covered on the play by Larry Bruton, number 28. And a little a la Flutie.
Halloran was very close to going past the line of scrimmage when he delivered that little shuffle pass. The referees were watching very closely. Did not throw the flag, but again, he's getting pressure from the outside. He's just stepping up in the pocket. He's finding a lot of running room right up in the middle.
Tim George, a sophomore out of St. Louis, Missouri, on to attempt a field goal. It'll be from the 16, a 26-yard attempt, and it is good. 4 minutes and 34 seconds to go in the first quarter. Boston College on the board. The score, Temple 7, Boston College 3. We'll return to Alumni Stadium in just a moment. There's a look at the Chestnut Hill Reservoir, which borders the campus here. Boston College just coming back out, set to kick off after their initial score, a 26-yard field goal to get them on the board and make the score Temple 7, Boston College 3. A 10-play, 51-yard scoring drive. It took just about 4 minutes. And Tim George converted the last 26 yards for his first field goal of the year.
And a lot of the key plays was Halloran scrambling when there was nobody open downfield, keeping his poise, is looking for an open receiver. He wasn't there, and he ran upfield for some good yardage.
David Rooney to kick off again as George kicks the field goals, and Rooney does the kicking off. Back deep to receive is McNair, number 34, in the middle for Temple, standing at the goal line. And Rooney with a high kick, going to Palmer at about the 3-yard line. Tripped up as he crosses the 20, falls forward, but they're going to say the ball was down at the 25-yard line. The ground cannot cause a fumble, and Poole is ruled to be down. Number 37, Kevin Sullivan, in on the play for BC. A return of 21 yards. It'll be 1st and 10, Temple at their own 25.
And anytime he has his hands on the football, he's very exciting because he made all kind of moves around the 20-yard line, try to break it back to the outside. Had he gotten one block around the 25, he might have gone for a lot more yardage.
Lee Stoltz on 1st and 10. Looks to throw. Under some pressure, and he's hauled down in the backfield for a loss of 3 at the 22. Tom Correll, a junior defensive tackle, number 72, the first to get to him. But there is a penalty flag thrown at the line of scrimmage.
Illegal motion, offense.
So we'll see if Boston College elects to take the play or the penalty, as the option rests with them.
Illegal motion, offense, refused, 2nd down.
They will take the loss and the loss of down. So it'll be 2nd down and 13.
Tom Correll got credit for the sack on that play, but Mike Ruth really came off the football. He's being double-teamed in that nose tackle position. He gets 2 people on him. That's when Correll was one-on-one with the offensive tackle, and he made the sack.
And quite often that's overlooked, how he opens it up for other people. Palmer, fighting for yardage, gets very little, perhaps 2 to the 24. Bill Romanowski, number 53, and Mike Ruth, number 68, making the tackle.
It seems like BC's defense is starting to settle down a little bit, play the run a lot better. That first drive, I don't think they were sure what Temple was going to come out and try to do. Now they have had a series or two under their belt and are getting a little more confident defensively.
Gain of 2. It's 3rd down and 11. We're inside the Temple 25. What a difference, you're right, Jack, between this and the first Temple possession. Now timeout called by Temple. Lee Salt's unsure, so he comes to the near sideline to talk with the coaching staff. 3 minutes and 32 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Temple leading Boston College 7-3.
This is some of the problems that occur when it's your first game in a game situation, game pressure. They weren't sure about the offensive formation, and rather than take the penalty or try to run a play they weren't sure about, they just called a timeout.
And wisely so.
I'm really impressed with Saltz. I mean, he's a quarterback that doesn't have the greatest arm in the world. He's not the quickest guy in the world, but he gets the job done. He doesn't put the ball up for a grab. He'll do whatever it takes to win with his football team.
And I'm also impressed, Jack, with the way in which Bruce Arians appears to have designed his offense to best utilize the talent he has available. Because obviously, although they're shooting to improve this program, they don't have a ton of guys to draw upon yet. And not having great success in the past, it's been tough for them to recruit, but he's getting a lot out of what he's got out there.
I think he feels right now just the tip of the iceberg. This program at Temple is going to get better and better. And if they have a good season again this year after last year's 6-5 record, I think a lot of people in the Pennsylvania area, New Jersey area, high school recruits will enjoy going to Temple.
Third down and 11. Temple just inside their own 25. And Salt's looking to throw. And it's incomplete. Intended over the middle for Ellis Primus, number 23. Garrick McPherson, number 48, and Carl Pelagata, number 49, covering on the play. It'll be 4th and 11.
And here's two All-Americans right now. Ruth on Reenstraw trying to get through. Splits the double team right here. Get a little bit of a tackle. He can fill in pro football right now with that kind of job on pass protection, because that's exactly what they do in pro football.
That was an NFL hold right there.
And he got away with it, too.
Yes. Kip Schenenfeld on the punt again. Had a bad one his last time of only 19 yards, but this one's pretty good. Kelvin Martin waiting for it to come down, makes a fair catch at the 30-yard line. A punt of 46 yards for Schenenfeld. And with 3 minutes and 18 seconds to go in the first quarter, Sean Halloran will come back out. And Halloran will lead BC on offense once again from their own 30-yard line. BC's playing some heavyweights this year.
Well, after the Temple game, taking on Maryland next week is no longer an easy schedule here in the East. A lot of teams can beat each other on any given Saturday.
Ken Bell, the fullback, breaks one tackle and spins for 3 to the 33 before he's tackled by James Moore, number 96, along with number 94, Kurt Drukenbrud, a sophomore defensive end.
Ken Bell is a lot like the counterpart with Poole for Temple. He's the lead back in the I formation. He's the guy that has to spring Stratford on the big runs out of that I formation, so he doesn't get the ball very often. And when he does, it's usually a trap play or a quick play right up the middle.
Gain of 3, 2nd down and 7 from the BC 33. Halloran to pass. Almost picked off. Good coverage on Stratford. Looks like Dave Donald. No, it's Bruton, number 28. Diving over and knocking the ball away at the last instant. So it'll be 3rd down and 7.
Halloran has been a little bit late on the outside pattern. In first series in the game, trying to get the ball G and Quinto, he got the ball low and threw it into the dirt. This time he was a little bit late getting the ball out into the flat and almost had a chance for it being picked off. He has more success going to the tight end over the middle, 10 or 12-yard route. The sideline pattern has not been there for him today.
And his last 3 passes have been incomplete. So a passing situation here on 3rd and 7. And they run the draw play to Bell, and he is tackled almost immediately, and perhaps for a loss, by 99 Jeff Ward, a junior defensive end who's out of Brussels, Belgium.
They really do recruit, don't they?
Yes, they do. He went to the American school in Brussels. I didn't even know they played football over there.
Well, Temple's defense is jumping into a blitz, pulling back out, trying to get Holland to change the count at the line of scrimmage, trying to confuse the inexperienced quarterback.
4th down. Steve Peach on to punt. And he hangs it high. Purvis Herder draws a crowd at the 25 and gets very little on the return. A 44-yard punt by Peach. 1 minute 56 seconds to go in the first quarter. And Temple will have it 1st and 10 at their own 26. And James Thompson, number 10, the backup to Lee Salt, is in at quarterback. In fact, a lot of second-team players in there for Temple. And here goes McNair, who picks up a couple, getting out near the 30. Todd McNair in at tailback. And a penalty marker is down in the Temple backfield. So Bruce Arians had said that he was going to play his second unit, but he said the second quarter. He's a couple of minutes early.
We'll wait for that. I think it's probably an illegal procedure penalty because you got all the young people in there, second-team players. We'll wait for the official's call right here.
Illegal motion, offense, 1st down.
Talking to Coach Arians yesterday, he felt he's got a lot of young people who he could put in the game either now or in the second quarter. He's got a veteran offensive line. Give them a little bit of a game experience, and if they do well, he'll continue to go with it. If not, after a few series, they'll take them out.
3rd penalty on Temple for a total of 22 yards. It's 1st and 15 from the 21. And it's Todd McNair again. And he is knocked down at the 21-yard line, right at the line of scrimmage by Mike Deegan, number 98. Senior defensive tackle.
I might want to get my first team back in there after the first 2 plays. First an illegal procedure penalty, and then McNair really gets nailed right at the 20-yard line. The second team just is not in sync right now, not the way the first team played in that first initial drive.
And another penalty.
Illegal position. Decline. 2nd down.
Another thing he feels is that you're bringing all these kids up here for a game. They practice better when they know they're going to play. They're more attentive in practice. If you're a backup player knowing you're not going to get in the game, you don't have that kind of concentration like the first team people do.
And it is a little unusual that he puts them into the game when it's early and still tight. Temple leading 7-3, last minutes of the first quarter. McNair looking for an opening, can't find one. He's hauled down again at the line of scrimmage. Mike Ruth, number 68. You hear the crowds making a sound as if they are booing. They're saying Ruth.
Well, Mike Ruth, he's made a lot of great plays in his college career, but this is really an easy one. It's a delay, or let him go right up the middle this time. There's no timing at all with the delay. The draw going to McNair, and Ruth is right there and makes the play for a loss.
45 seconds remaining in the first quarter. It is 3rd down and 15 for Temple. This time Thompson fakes to McNair and flips one incomplete, intended for McHugh, coming out of the backfield. And it'll be 4th down and 15 yards to go. The clock stopping with 32 seconds remaining in the quarter.
That time Thompson was really running for his life. A design rollout to get away from the rush. Boston College did have a blitz, a linebacker coming up the middle, and Thompson, with athletic ability, was able to get to the outside, but he couldn't complete the pass downfield.
Kip Schenenfeld, who's averaging 31.5 yards per punt today, gets it down there, and Kelvin Martin picks it up on the first bounce and niftily picks up a few yards to get back to the 40-yard line. 21 seconds to go in the quarter. A punt of 45 yards. So Sean Halloran back to work. BC at their own 40-yard line with good field position as they trail Temple here near the end of the first quarter, 7-3.
They should be able to get the ball to Stratford, either running or play action, getting the ball to him out of the backfield. He hasn't had the ball that much here in the first quarter.
And he's got it now. Stratford, stumbling forward, picks up 6 or 7 yards outside the 46 before number 53, Bob Pilkauskas, trips him up. Call it a gain of 6. 2nd down and 4.
I think it makes him a great running back. He's got great vision. He can see where the hole's going to develop in that I formation and make the right cut at the right time.
And that's the end of the first quarter. The score, Temple 7, Boston College 3. Well, the BC Eagle looks like he needs a little starch in his wings there. The cavorts on the sideline. 2nd down and 4 for Boston College at the Temple 46 as we start the second quarter. Temple leading at 7-3. Halloran gives it to Stratford, and Troy is tripped up as he gets 3 to the 49. He's a little bit short of the first down. Steve Dominowski made the tackle. It'll be 3rd and 1. And let's check out the stats in the first quarter. Pretty even overall, and a lot of Temple's yardage, Jack, came on that first drive.
A lot of rushing yards and passing yards came in that first drive. After that, Boston College defense kind of settled down and played a lot better defense.
And there were no turnovers in the first quarter. This time, Ken Bell, a fullback. No, it isn't. It's not 24. It's 34, John Mahalik. And a little scuffle breaks out along the line of scrimmage as Mahalik picked up enough for the first down. Jack is telling his players to play football. And
I think Jack McNeil is a take charge type of guy. He came out in that field about 4 or 5 steps, and the whole Boston College offensive team got right back in the huddle, and the rest of the guys got off the field.
They recognize their master's voice.
They know who called the shots out here.
Mahalik got the first down. The ball now in Temple territory just outside the Owls 46. It's 1st and 10, Boston College. Bell straight ahead. And he gets down near the 42 before 53, Bob Pilkauskas, and 54, Steve Dominowski, the 2 inside linebackers, make the tackle.
Boston College is trying to spread out this Temple defense. They have Stratford lined up as a flanker way in the outside, in the outside position. Then they'll give the ball to Bell up the middle. They're just trying to stretch out that Temple defense and try to attack it right up the middle.
Auburn leading Southwest Louisiana 7-0 in the first quarter as the Tigers are looking to have a great year. Second down, about 6 yards to go as Halloran drops the pass. And he completes it. Darren Flutie has the first down and the reception at the 24 of Temple. Purvis Herder on the coverage. But Darren Flutie at 5'9" and 170 picks up a big first down.
This is probably the best outside pattern that Halloran has thrown in the entire first half. Flutie goes into the middle, comes back to the outside, beats the defender. Halloran put the ball right there on the sidelines for the first down. A good throw that time.
Halloran to pass again over the middle, incomplete. It was tipped away. And a penalty marker is going to be thrown late on Parker. Eddie Parker will be called for pass interference as Kelvin Martin was the intended receiver. And Martin jumped up and immediately pointed the finger, and the flag followed.
Martin did a good job of lobbying for that pass interference. The referee did not throw the flag until about a 2-second delay. Then finally threw the flag. I think Parker came over the top on Martin, and the official's going to make the call.
Defensive pass interference. Spot foul. First down.
The ball is at the 14-yard line of Temple. Parker, a sophomore out of Kingston, New York. 13:22 to go here in the first half. First down, Boston College. And Bell, the ball carrier, breaks the tackle and will be a touchdown, Boston College. The Eagles have come back to take the lead as Ken Bell scores on a 14-yard run.
Talk about stretching out that defense. Just a cut back against grain. It's a straight head blocking play. Bell gets the ball and breaks it back against the grain and goes in untouched. Broke a tackle right around the 7-yard line. An ankle tackle could not bring him down, and he went right into the end zone for the score.
Tim George on to attempt the extra point. And it hit the upright and bounds back onto the playing field. It is no good. 13-18 left to go. We have a timeout on the field with the score. Now Boston College 9 and Temple 7, and we'll be right back. 9-7 Boston College with 13-18 to play in the first half. And not to second guess, Jack, but we did say it at the time. You have to wonder about Bruce Arians' strategy of putting the youngsters in there. They went backwards for a series, wound up giving the ball to BC at the 40, and the Eagles able to capitalize on it and take the lead.
Momentum can change very quickly in a football game. They could not do anything at all, that second team. They were just out of sync. They had a few illegal procedure penalties. When they punted the football, Halloran and Boston College offense had good field position right around the 40-yard line. And he got a little bit better and a little more confidence. Threw a good strike to Flutie down around the 20-yard line, and then a good call to Bell for the touchdown.
BC driving 60 yards in 6 plays in only 2 minutes and 3 seconds. The extra point was no good, so it's 9-7. McNair, Palmer, and Marshall all back to receive the kickoff, and it's McNair who takes it at about the 2-yard line. And the hole closes very quickly as Boston College pursues and tackles him short of the 20 at the 18 or 19-yard line. Good coverage by BC and a return of only 17 yards by McNair.
And as we anticipate, the first-team offense for Temple is back in the football game.
Now, the Nittany Lions lead Maryland 10-0 in the first quarter.
You know, a lot of times when a team is waiting for a football game so much like Maryland has been, they're so tight and so ready for a game, sometimes you're not loose and relaxed. And Penn State has jumped up early on Maryland, and if they continue to do that, it'll be 28 years in a row.
A lot of game left, though, just as there is here. Salt's back at quarterback, and it looked like a broken play as he had nowhere to go. And Bill Thompson, number 46, wrapped him up.
On his option play they ran in the first series of the game, there's always an alley somewhere. This time Ruth comes off the football, beats the block, the center's block, and gets into the backfield. That's when Saltz had no chance to run that option at all.
More often than not, you have to double team Mike Ruth to be effective against him at all. So it's 2nd down and 10, no gain on the play. Here goes Palmer. And he gets a few to about the 23 before he's hauled down by John Boza, number 97, and number 53, Bill Romanowski.
You can look back at the first quarter, a lot of big plays for Temple that just didn't go their way. The Marshall being open right around the 25-yard line would have made the score 14-0. Then Boston College came back with a field goal. So a few key plays and also inserting their second team have really caused a lot of the points that Boston College has scored.
3rd down and 6. Temple is 2 for 5 in 3rd down conversions so far today. And Saltz has plenty of time as he fires over the middle, complete to Marshall. Outside the 40 for the first down at the 41 before he's hauled down by Rory Perriman, number 8.
A lot of times you find out what kind of receiver you are is if you can go across the middle and catch the ball in a crowd. Marshall comes across the middle this time, knows he's going to get hit by a free safety coming up. This time just one defender, the cornerback, brings him down. But that's how you find out if you have a good quality receiver so you can catch the ball over the middle.
And Willie Marshall has done it on more than one occasion, although he did drop the pass when he was wide open earlier. Palmer coming to the near side, gets tripped up on an excellent defensive play by Chuck Gorecki, number 95, who reached out with a big paw and spun him around. And again, Mike Ruth with pressure defensively.
You talk so much about how strong a defensive lineman is. Mike Ruth was so quick off the ball that time. His speed and quickness was incredible. Get in the backfield. He was almost there when Saltz pitched the ball back out to Palmer.
And this is a guy that weighs about 280 pounds, bench presses 580 pounds, and can still run the 40 in about 4.8.
He could be a nose tackle for a long time in the NFL.
That's for sure. 2nd and 9. Looking for Palmer. Palmer gets a good block and gets up near midfield. Number 70, John Reenstra, the All-American candidate, was out there clearing the way. And Bill Thompson, number 46, the defensive end who fell off on the right side, made the tackle. But it's a gain of about 7. It'll be 3rd down and 2 at the 49 of Temple.
We talk so much about Mike Ruth, but John Rainsford, it's very difficult to block somebody open field when you're 270 pounds. A lot of times a linebacker or defensive back will make a move and try to juke you in open field. That time he just buried his defender and enabled Palmer to get additional yardage upfield.
As you see, Salt's 3 for 6 and 50 yards so far. Marshall coming in motion. And the pitch to Palmer again in the backfield. Number 95, Chuck Gorecki, with his second fine play defensively in this series. It'll be 4th down, a loss on the play. And Temple will have to give up the football.
You can only run that toss so many times before they make the adjustments to it that time. Gorecki came off his block. Anytime you get in the backfield like that, and that does not enable Palmer to make any kind of moves upfield, and he brought him down for a loss.
Chip Schenenfeld on the punt yet again, and Carl Pelagata, number 49, now has dropped deep to receive for Boston College inside his own 20. Ruth with the pressure, and the kick is not that good, but does get a Temple bounce and will be downed at about the 17-yard line. So BC will go on offense. 9:29 remaining, a punt of 36 yards, and with the score, Boston College 9 and Temple 7 will return to Alumni Stadium in just a minute. Quarter, the initial 1985 telecast of major Eastern Independent College football here on TEN. Boston College 9 and Temple 7 with 9.5 minutes to go in the first half. BC with a 1st and 10. And the ball at their own 17.5-yard line. Come on, push them back the field. Troy Stratford breaks it open. Nice move in the secondary, and Stratford out across the 30. Smith finally hauls him down, but Troy Stratford, with his first big run of the day, gets a first and 10 for Boston College.
Well, this is what the Temple defensive line is looking at when Stratford's coming through. He finds a crease between 2 defenders, and he's got great quickness, 4.4 speed, and now it's moves. He's making a few people miss, picking up Gieselman downfield as a blocker, and they still don't bring him down, finally around the 32-yard line. Outstanding run by Troy Stratford.
Stratford now has carried 5 times for 22 yards. It's 1st and 10 Boston College at their own 31. Halloran under some pressure, and Jarvis can't get him. Over the middle, almost intercepted and knocked down as a couple of big defensive linemen got their hands on the play. Andy Papalardo and James Moore. Penalty marker is down in the secondary, back outside the 35. So again, we'll check in with Raymond Boyer, the referee, as Jack Bicknell looks on. And we've got an illegal forward pass. Somebody who shouldn't have been downfield was downfield.
When Halloran started rolling out away from that blitz off the corner, I think some of his offensive linemen probably moved downfield too far. The referee saw and threw the flag.
Very easy for that to happen when a quarterback starts scrambling around.
Ineligible, downfield, loss of down, 2nd down, 15.
The ball now at the 26 of BC. And as you heard, 2nd and 15, there's the penalty situation. And Halloran to pass. Again, a penalty marker thrown as he completes it to Bell out of the backfield. And Ken Bell's got some room and is into Temple territory at the 48-yard line before he's knocked down by number 53, Bob Pilkauskas. But apparently we're going to have a holding penalty against Boston College.
The referee right on the side down here threw the flag. Immediately, one of the offensive linemen from Boston College absolutely tackled the defensive end, and he threw the flag. Immediately when it happened, they'll bring this play right back.
That brings up the point, Jack, about the change in the rules this year. They went last year to the more liberalized offensive pass blocking rules, and this year they've allowed the linemen to also open their hands up and use the front part of their arms in a run situation as well.
They're almost making it almost exactly like the NFL.
5 yards. Repeat the down. Second down.
We can see it here now on the bottom of our screen. Try to make the move to the inside. The offensive lineman sees him getting beat. Ralph Jarvis, the defensive end, trying to make the move to the inside. The offensive lineman just pulled him down.
Second down, 20 yards to go. And very little yardage that time for Stratford as he's hauled down by Doug Davis, number 49, and Bob Pilkauskas, 53, once again.
The way to stop Stratford is get penetration in the backfield so he cannot make all the moves on people when he gets into open field. When the defensive line gets penetration, that's when they usually stop Stratford for no gain or very short yardage.
Ball at the 22, third down and 20. Under some pressure, and he's going to be dropped inside the 15. And again, a little extracurricular activity goes on after the whistle as a couple of linemen got tied up. But Ralph Jarvis, who was held on the previous play, number 98, got in there to drop Halloran for a loss, and they'll mark it at the 13 where it'll be fourth down. And half a mile or so to go, I guess.
And Jarvis made the same move on Sean Regent that time, took the inside and put pressure on the quarterback.
Steve Peach into punt, hits it from about the 4-yard line. Purvis Herter lets it fall, and it takes a Temple bounce out of bounds at the 45-yard line. But again, there is a penalty marker on the field. So we'll wait and see with whom the option lies. And after Raymond Bauer gets the word, he'll pass it along.
Well, without the flag, Temple should get good field position. They would have had the ball right around the 45-yard line of Boston College. We'll wait for the referee.
One place that they have not had
flipping on the receiving team during the return or during the kick, first down after penalty.
They did have good field position.
Yes, now they will not have as good a field position. One place blocking has not been liberalized is on kicking plays. So they'll move the ball back into Temple territory just inside the 40-yard line, right at the 40, where the Owls will have first and 10. So we have a timeout now on the field with 7:11 to go in the half. The score, BC 9 and Temple 7, and we'll be right back. Second quarter with Boston College leading Temple 9-7, and a reminder that coming up at halftime, we're going to have this for you. We'll be entertained by the Boston College Band. We'll have highlights of the first half for you to see, a feature on head coach Jack Picknell of Boston College, and of course some of the scores from some of the other games in and around the country today. Although this is an early one, of course, there's not much else going on at this hour, but there are some big games scheduled for this afternoon and this evening, and we'll try to keep you up to date. Temple now has been penalized 4 times for 43 yards. They have it first and 10 at their own 40. 7:11 to go in the first half. Salt's faking to Palmer and firing and completing it to number 2, Keith Gloucester. And it'll be enough for a first down into Boston College territory. Neil Lighton, number 43, on the play defensively for the Eagles. They'll mark it at the 43 of Boston College. First and 10 Temple, and another penalty marker is down, and it is against Temple. So that play is now nullified. Penalties on Temple, Jack, are becoming a story in this game.
And we talked about them not playing a game. Boston College, which has played a game, they're making a lot of mistakes. Early penalties here in the first half.
Illegal motion, offense, first down.
5th penalty on the Owls for 48 yards now, and obviously they lost the first down in the game into Boston College territory. Instead of first and 10 at the 43, it's now first and 15 at their own 35. Palmer on the pitch, gets a block from Poole, and chased down and run out of bounds by Chuck Gorecki, who's having an outstanding game at defensive end for Boston College. He chased him a long way and hauled him down for a very short gain of about 2 yards. It'll be second and 13.
And strong safety Creshpain did a good job at getting penetration, forcing that play even wider to the sideline. And that time Palmer had no place to finally turn upfield, had to go out of bounds after a short gain.
And they gave us a nice welcome here.
Why do you get top billing?
We go in reverse alphabetical order.
Oh, I see. Okay. It's got to be in your contract.
Well, we'll change that if you want. Again, a fake to Poole. And Salt's trying to avoid the pressure, and his own offensive lineman is going to be sacked at about the 33-yard line. Mike Degnan, number 98, the first to get to him. Again, Ruth and others were in there. And we saw a sign, Jack, the other day in one of the halls here at the university that said Mike Ruth is the doom of Temple rather than the Temple of Doom. I thought that was kind of clever. The doom of Temple. As you see, the Owls have not had a lot of success since their first possession when they drove to score and led at that point 7-0.
There's been a lot of mistakes by the Temple offense, which caused them to punt the football that many times.
And they looked like one well-oiled machine when the game began. Now, apparently, they've taken too much time. Yes, a delay of game penalty is going to be tacked on to a long list of Temple penalties so far, and they'll be moved back even farther. Bruce Arians looking on. And here again, Penn State has scored another touchdown.
Third down.
And leads Maryland 17-0 still in the second quarter.
Never underestimate Joe Paterno.
Boy, you got that right. Some kind of coach.
The whole offseason, he's telling people what a poor football team he's going to have this year, and he starts off with Maryland, who's got an outstanding team, and leading a 17-zip here.
Carl Pelagata back to receive. Saltz in punt formation, faking the punt, throwing and completing it to Palmer, but it is not enough for a first down. Neil Eiton, number 43, with the coverage. Palmer's run out of bounds about 9 yards short of the needed yardage. So now it's fourth down and 9 to go, and the for real punting team comes on. Kip Shenefeld will kick it away, and Kelvin Martin is back to receive, and Shenefeld gets off a beauty. I mean, he turned that ball over back to the 11-yard line, but he might have outkicked the coverage. Martin with one man to beat, and it's Shenefeld who knocks him down. Kelvin Martin almost broke it for an 89-yarder. But Shenefeld, the punter, the last guy who could, tripped him up and got him at the 47-yard line. 5:28 to go in the half. The score, Boston College 9 and Temple 7. We'll return to Alumni Stadium in just a moment. Just about 5.5 minutes remaining in the first half, and a big play for Boston College, a 41-yard return by Kelvin Martin of a 47-yard Temple punt.
And Martin does a good job. It's a right return. He gets a good burst right here, breaks one tackle. Now he's going up the sideline, and Schoenfeld's the last person to stop him. Uses the sideline and barely gets a piece of Martin, or he would have scored on that return.
So the ball brought back into Temple territory. 1st and 10 Boston College at the 47-yard line, as Kelvin Martin turned that into a net of a 6-yard gain for Temple on the exchange. Halloran apparently audibleizing. And firing it over the middle, complete to Gieselman, the tight end, who breaks one tackle and falls inside the 40, near the 39, wrapped up in the arms of John Smith, the junior linebacker out of Philadelphia.
A lot of times when a quarterback gets confidence in a receiver, he's going to go back to him time and time again. Gieselman right here is delaying, helping out on the protection, bumps a man, and then he's downfield. Halloran has now rolled out to his right side and delivers the football right down to about the 42-yard line. And this guy's a big man to bring down, breaks a couple tackles, and gets it down to the 40.
Gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3 yards to go. Bootleg with Halloran completing the pass to Troy Stratford. And Stratford picks up a few extra yards before, again, John Smith, 45, and number 20, Purvis Herder, bring him down. First down, Boston College at the 23 of Temple.
Well, Halloran is not Doug Flutie, but he does a good job of getting outside the containment of the Temple defensive end. He's out there on the corner, and he can either run with the football or dump it downfield. Gieselman was also open around the 25-yard line, but he picked out Stratford and turned it back in for good yardage.
Halloran now has completed 6 of 10 for 71 yards. And out of the shotgun. And over the middle, intercepted. Purvis Herter picks it off inside the 5-yard line at the 4. But a penalty marker was thrown back near the line of scrimmage. So we will await the call from referee Raymond Bauer.
With holding on the red team, penalty declined, 1st and 10, White.
Well, surprise, surprise, they declined the penalty.
Right now, Herter does a good job of reading the quarterback. He's coming into the screen from the right side. He reads Halloran all the way. He's looking down the middle, and that's a cornerback just breaking on the football when the quarterback is looking right where he's going to deliver the ball.
Purvis Herter, whom you see, is from Penland, Pennsylvania, making the interception. And there he is on the sideline. So 1st and 10, Temple at their own 4-yard line following the first turnover of the game. Salts to Palmer. Palmer gets a block, and he's out near the 20 before he's ridden down by Carl Pelagata in the secondary. It'll be a 1st down for Temple as they spot it near the 19.
Well, he gets a good block right at the point of attack, and if Pelagata doesn't bring him down at the 19, he's going all the way for the score. He gets turned upfield with a blocker in front of him, and finally Pelagata comes over and brings him down. But that play worked very well in the 1st quarter. Then Boston College shut it down. Now it worked well right on the goal line.
Gain of 15, 13 carries, and 73 yards now for Palmer. And the fullback Shelley Poole gets tripped up just as he crosses the line of scrimmage. Again, a penalty marker thrown on the play. And again, the preliminary signal is illegal motion. Mike Ruth was in on the tackle, along with John Boza. But again, a penalty against Temple.
Illegal motion, offense, declined, 2nd down.
So with the short gain, the penalty declined. It'll be 2nd down and about 8 yards to go.
Well, the illegal procedure penalties, those are the penalties you'll get if you have not played a game at all. Once you've played one game, you get a little bit of experience, you get that tempo going. You don't have all the illegal procedure penalties you're having right now.
From the 21-yard line, 2nd down and 8. Salts completes it to Willie Marshall, and Marshall stepped out of bounds at about the 28-yard line, covered by Chuck Gorecki, 95, and Rory Parham, number 8. Not enough for the 1st down, just about a yard short. So it'll be 3rd down and a short yard.
And this is where Temple has some problems. They don't have that real big tailback back there, can get that tough short yards or goal line situation yardage. And they were stopped one time before. Palmer is just only 180 pounds, and he can't get those physical yards.
As an example, we saw Boston College bring John Mahalik into the game to pick up yardage on a 4th and 3rd situation. Palmer has enough for the 1st down as he's at the 34 before he's knocked down by Carl Pelagata and Garrick McPherson.
A lot of time when you're coming off the football really well, right now Mike Ruth really gets taken down. He took the inside probably by design on the defense, but the play breaks right back and behind him. He's so quick off the football. He took the gap, but it broke the play right back behind him for Palmer and the 1st down.
At the 34 of Temple. Boston College leading 9-7 late in the 2nd quarter. Salts under some pressure, and it's almost intercepted and finally falls to the ground. Bill Romanowski, number 53, had the best opportunity to come up with it, but couldn't hold on.
Romanowski, I mean, I'm an ex-linebacker, but those are really bad hands that Romanowski has. He was underneath the receiver. Marshall ran that curl pattern, did a good job of being underneath him, and the ball was right there, right for him to get an interception. It almost bounced off him right to Marshall for a reception, so just went for an incomplete pass.
So it's 2nd down and 10. Temple at their own 34. 3:10 remaining in the half. Salts with pretty good protection. and overthrows Marshall this time, the intended receiver, with Garrick McPherson, 48, covering on the play. It'll be 3rd and 10 at the Temple 34.
And the timing just wasn't there between Salts and Marshall. He ran the route, the out pattern, right around the 50-yard line. The ball was about 5 or 10 yards over his head. I'm not sure Salts felt he was going to go down further and make the cut outside, or they just had this miscommunication on the play, but the timing was really off on that out pattern.
As you see, Salt's 4 of 9, less than 50% passing so far, and a big 3rd and 10 for him now. Plenty of time, and tried to get it to Palmer, who tried to one-hand it out in the flat, dropped the ball, so it'll be 4th down and 10. Tip Schenenfeld into punt again for Temple. And Kelvin Martin, number 82, dropping back deep to receive for Boston College, standing inside his own 25. And not a good kick under pressure. And I don't know, yes, we're going to have a penalty roughing the kicker. Referee Raymond Bauer thought about it for a long time before he dropped the flag. Mike Williams, number 11, whom you see there, ran into the kicker. But the flag was eventually dropped, and it'll be a penalty against BC.
Steve, we're going to have to watch this really closely, because if he gets blocked into the kicker, it is not a penalty. We're looking right now. It looks like he gets hit. He comes over top of the blocker, number 22, and then hits the punter. If you get blocked into the punter, it's not a penalty. They're now discussing it right now. It's a very, very close call. He got pushed a little bit, and this gives Temple a 1st down that keeps his drive alive. It's a big penalty if it goes Temple's way.
I'm not too sure he didn't get a hand on the ball, because the flight of the ball certainly was erratic and very short and out of bounds.
And it took the referee a long time to pull that flag out of his pocket. He thought about it a while, then finally, after a few seconds, pulled it out. It's a very, very questionable call.
But it is a call nonetheless. And from the 34, they will mark off 5, so it's the minor infraction of running into the kicker. Not enough for the 1st down, obviously. So Schenenfeld will get another shot 5 yards further out, as the line of scrimmage now to 39. And again, Kelvin Martin back to receive for Boston College. An end-over-ender. Now it takes a Temple bounce inside the 20. And it's going to be down at about the 17-yard line. 2:39 left to go here in the 1st half. We have a timeout with the score. Boston College 9 and Temple 7. And we'll be right back. Following a 44-yard punt, Boston College now with a 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line. 2:39 remaining here in the 1st half, and the Eagles lead at 9-7. Some of the BC bench looking on as Sean Halloran leads them up and looks to throw on 1st down. Over the middle and complete. Out near the 28-yard line, Steve Dominowski making the tackle on the tight end Gieselman, and they're going with a very quick offense here, as it is enough for a 1st down. They mark it out across the 28, make it the 29-yard line.
Gieselman's such a big target for him. He just runs about a 10-yard in route. He's right in front of him, and Halloran just delivers the ball right down the middle for the 1st down.
And that's been his bread and butter passing play so far this year. 1st and 10 from the 28, over the middle again. Stratford, but it's a little too tall. Purvis Herter, number 20, covering on the play as the pass was overthrown a bit. And Herter with good coverage on Stratford, so it's 2nd down and 10.
Herter does a good job of reacting to football when it's up in the air. Stratford was open for a minute down around the 45-yard line, and Halloran delivered the ball quickly to him. He was open at that time. Finally, Herter comes over the top and really makes the play. Good ball reaction by the cornerback.
.208 remaining in the half. 2nd and 10. Little shovel pass to Stratford underneath, and he fumbles. And a apparently the ball is still alive, and we'll see who has possession. Temple says they do. Well, obviously what they think doesn't really count. And it is Temple's ball, says referee Raymond Bauer. Bob Pilkauskas, number 53, making the hit on Stratford. And Temple has come up with the football with just 1:59 left in the half in Boston College territory. They'll mark it at the 30-yard line.
This is the old Dallas Cowboy shuffle pass to Stratford, and it almost looks like the ground caused the fumble when he went down. The official was right there, ruled it a fumble. Now Temple has an excellent chance to take the lead before the end of the half.
Frank Bonjavenko, whom you see there, making the fumble recovery. So a big play for Temple as they have a 1st and 10 at the Boston College 30. Poole and Palmer in the backfield behind Salt.
The other guy to make the call.
And it's Palmer. Looking for some help, and again, Gorecki, number 95, right in his face. Palmer able to get by and pick up a little bit of yardage inside the 30 for a gain of 1. John Boza, 97, also in on the play. And the clock running with 1:40 to go. And as you can see, Palmer has outgained Boston College as a team rushing so far. 1.5 to play. 2nd down and 9. And Saltz fires it to not only a receiver, Palmer, who is well covered, but right into the ground. Ken Moriarty, number 12, and Romanowski, 53, with the coverage. Clock stops with 1:21 to go in the half, and it'll be 3rd down in about 10.
And I think Boston College defense is very aware of Palmer coming out of the backfield. That time they had him double teamed with a defensive back and a linebacker, and the play went incomplete.
Timeout called by Temple. They have 1 timeout remaining in this half. Boston College has all of their timeouts remaining should they desire to use them and get the football back. 1:21 remaining in the half. 9-7. Boston College leads Temple. But the Owls, even though they face a 3rd and 10, have an opportunity to retake the lead as they are at the Boston College 30.
Steve, a lot of times when you have an Outland Trophy candidate defensive line, that a number of people are unsung heroes. Chuck Gorecki, on left defensive end, has played extremely well, made a number of key plays in the backfield, and has had 4 or 5 tackles here in the first half.
He's been all over the place. Well, coming up at halftime, stay with us. We'll be entertained by the Boston College Band. We'll have highlights of the first half for you. We'll also have a special feature on Boston College head coach Jack Bicknell, and we'll bring you up to date on what else is happening around the country in college football. Well, 3rd down and 10. Does this everybody go long?
I think it's Mike Ruth teeing off on the center and rushing the passer right here.
Bring them. Bring those linemen. 3rd and 10 from the 30. Poole going in motion, and Saltz wants to run the option, and Palmer is dropped in the backfield by number 35, Carl Crespane, who was coming up hard from the secondary. And boy, you talk about picking the right defense at the right time.
Crespane coming off the corner on an all-out blitz from that strong safety position, was right there when Palmer got the ball and threw him for a loss. This is going to really boost the Boston College defense. The turnover for Temple and getting the ball on the 30-yard line, they pushed him back here now to the 39-yard line.
And it's 4th down and 19. So into the game, Kip Shenenfeld. Boston College is not dropping anyone back. Carl Pellegato, the safety man, is sort of drifting back, and Shenenfeld does kick it, and it goes into the end zone. So a 39-yard punt stops the clock with 34 seconds remaining in the half. They'll bring it out to the 20, where Boston College will have those 34 seconds in which to operate.
You really got to give Boston College's defense credit. After the first series where Temple went down the field and scored very easily, they've really settled down, played good, solid defense, and Temple, which had good field position right here, really had no chance of scoring.
So 1st and 10 BC from their own 20. Very little time to work with, and we'll see if they try to run the clock out or put something on the board as they lead 9-7. Halloran over the middle, And it's complete to number 85, Pete Casparillo. And Steve Dominowski and Frank Bonjavenko make the tackle. It is a first down as it's out to about the 32-yard line, a gain of 12. There's big Mike Ruth.
I would not like to meet that man in a dark alley.
But he is so nice. He can't not decide, really. He's having a tough time deciding whether he wants to go into the priesthood or go for an NFL career. He is.
Well, if he delivered a sermon, I'd pay attention.
You and a lot of other people. I know one thing. Even if he passes up the NFL, he'll probably continue to lift weights, because he really enjoys that.
I think a lot of offensive linemen and defensive linemen now in college football just it's become almost a hobby for people to lift weights and see if their bench press can get to the 550 or 580. And John Tresha does some competitive powerlifting in the offseason, which he finds to be very enjoyable. I found weightlifting to be boring, but then again, I'm not 280 pounds and I can't lift that much.
And the position you played, you didn't need to lift as much as some of those big linemen. Boston College called timeout, their first of this half. They have 2 remaining with 26 seconds left on the clock, and they have a first down at the 32-yard line. So Halloran has conferred with Jack Becknell, and the offensive coaching staff will see what they've decided to do. Pick it off. Good protection as Temple is rushing only 3, and Ken Bell makes the reception and gets across the 45 before Steve Dominowski and Chris D'Amico, number 61, make the stop. And again, very quickly, Boston College calls timeout, as you see, with 18 seconds left.
What Temple's trying to do right now is take away the deep bomb. They don't want to give up anything cheap here with 18 seconds left to go in a half. Make everything happen underneath the linebackers, then react up. And that time they did, and finally they stopped it right around the 45-yard line. But they're going to have a 3-deep secondary out there and not give up anything long.
So far it's worked for them, because the 2 completions have been to the 2 backs out of the backfield. Or well, I should say 1 to the tight end over the middle. Right now Halloran has completed 10 of 16 for 109 yards. The entire Temple defense is on the sideline with their coaching staff during this timeout. And Halloran also returning.
That's very unusual to see. Usually the defensive captain will go over and get the instructions from either the defensive coordinator. That time the whole defensive football team went over, and I'm sure the defensive coach was trying to make a point to all 11 people.
Apparently so. First and 10 from the 45. Halloran run out of the pocket and gets it off just before he crosses the line of scrimmage, complete to Joe Giaquinto. John Smith, 45, makes the stop. And again, Boston College calls timeout, their final timeout of this half. And as you see, 8 seconds remain. It's another first down, and the ball will be at the 36 of Temple. And there is the father of Doug and Darren Flutie, Richard Flutie. I wonder if he's a BC fan.
Well, I think he's come over to see Darren play. He's played wide receiver, the 3rd wide receiver in the game. Made a good catch down around the 25-yard line early in the first quarter for a first down. But by and large, I think he's going to be very, very happy with the career that Doug Flutie's had here at Boston College. I think they'd like to get one more completion, a sideline route to get it a little bit closer here, then, which would stop the clock. 8 seconds, you could run the route, get out of bounds, and then bring on your field goal team. If it's run in the middle, they probably won't get a chance to bring the field goal team back on, and the half may run out. So I think they'll try some sort of out pattern, maybe the same route they ran to Doug Flutie early in the first quarter.
You think they'd rather do that than just try to put it in the end zone one time?
Well, maybe try to get we'd like to get maybe 3 points to get a little bit closer here. They could try to go deep, and try to. I guess Boston College has been very successful in the waning moments of a game or a half.
That's true.
Putting points on the board.
West Virginia out in front of Louisville, of course. Louisville with a new head coach, trying to turn that program around, and it's 7-0 in the second quarter. West Virginia. 8 seconds remain. First and 10 from the 36. Halloran throws the out pattern to Stratford. He dropped the ball. He was wide open, couldn't hold on. The pass was a little low and behind him, but catchable. And the clock stops with 4 seconds left.
They did.
So they were thinking along your same lines.
They did a good job with the wide receiver Martin going deep and clearing out that area, then dragging Stratford underneath. The ball was a little bit behind him, and he's running away from the football, but a catchable pass for Stratford.
David Rooney is on to attempt a field goal, and they're going to spot it at about the 42, which would make it a 52-yard attempt. Rooney, a freshman, hits it. Has it got enough legs? No, and it's off the mark in addition to that. So the half ends on the aborted 52-yard field goal attempt by Rooney. Boston College has come back to take the lead. However, that's the end of the first half, and the score, Boston College 9 and Temple 7. Into the second half. Jack, what do you think we're going to see from both these two teams?
Well, I think number one, I think Halloran will come out and I think have a much better second half. He got his feet on the ground after that first series where he underthrew a number of receivers. He ran with the football effectively. He's starting to be more of a field general out there, getting his confidence after every play. On Temple's side, I think you won't see the second team offense on the field too much. I think Coach Arians is going to go with the first team all the way right here, and they're going to try to get that momentum back, which they lost after the first series and also after Marshall dropped that touchdown pass that would have put Temple up 14-0.
In every game, there are a few plays, one or two anyway, that you can look back on and say were key plays in the ball game. And right now, I'd have to say that the drop pass, as far as Temple was concerned, had to be the key because it did really take the wind out of their sails. And it also, on an ensuing play, Boston College was able to get great field position, and they really capitalized on it.
Those are big plays, and I'm sure Coach Arians, who's kept Temple in the locker room a really long time, you can concern when a coach keeps your team in that long because he's usually screaming and yelling at somebody in the locker room. I've had that happen when I was at Penn State. So the captains are back out in the field finally, but Temple and Coach Arians were in that locker room a long time planning their second half strategy.
And there's Jack Bicknell, who's had his club out here for a little while as the captains meet, and we'll update you. Maryland has come back and scored 10 points in the second quarter at halftime. Penn State leads 17-10 at Maryland. And elsewhere, West Virginia leading Louisville 14-7. They had led 7-0 earlier. Now it's in the second quarter. Auburn, as expected, rolling almost unimpeded over Southwest Louisiana. 35-0 still in the second quarter.
And I'm sure Bo Jackson, who's just an outstanding running back and a Heisman Trophy candidate as well, has probably had a big day.
I would have to think so. So the rest of the Temple squad coming out. And we want to remind you that at the end of the game, Jack and I will be selecting the game's most valuable player. And to that player's school, either Temple University or Boston College, will go $1,000 in the players' names to their general scholarship fund donated by Purolator Courier. A crowd of 31,500 on hand here at Alumni Stadium. And Steve Peach, the backup quarterback, warming up on the sideline. He also does the punting, of course. But Sean Halloran's had a pretty good first half. As you see, 11 of 19 for 145 yards. Lee Salt's not as successful, although Temple does not go to the pass nearly as often. 5 of 12 for 71.
And a note just passed along. Gieselman, the tight end from Boston College, has been taken to the hospital. He's got a shoulder problem, a shoulder injury. They're going to have x-rays, and he was a big part of that Boston College offense in the first half. He will be sorely missed here in that passing game.
I should say so. And we'll try to get an update on his condition for you if we can before the end of the game. Temple will kick off. Boston College will return, moving from left to right. Back deep to receive, Kelvin Martin, number 82, and number 30, Tracy Giles. Tracy is the national junior skeet shooting champion. Kind of a unique combination, skeet shooting and college football. And there's Bill Wright, the sophomore from Philadelphia, who will kick it off. As we start the third quarter, Boston College leads Temple 9-7. And Wright's kick coming to the near sideline, and it'll go out of bounds as Kelvin Martin watches it. So again, Wright will be assessed a 5-yard penalty and kick again from the 35.
He did the same identical thing in the first half. Pushed the ball or hooked it to the left, went out of bounds. Kicking now from the 35-yard line. Boston College should get pretty good field position to start the second half.
There's one other stat, Jack, that I think we need to mention, and that is the fact that Temple penalized 6 times for 53 yards in the first half. Boston College 4 for 20. But those 6 penalties seemed to come in a bunch and really killed 2 of their drives very quickly and took away a lot of their momentum. So they need to try to avoid that, although, as you mentioned, and rightly so, in the first game, those things are going to happen.
Especially the illegal procedure penalty, which there are a number of them that really stopped the drive and good field position.
This one's hit a little better, and Martin's going to take it at the 9-yard line. Gets out across the 30 to about the 33. 98 Ralph Jarvis hauls him down. A return of 24 yards by Martin, and Boston College goes on offense 1st and 10 from their own 33 with a 2-point lead.
And Sean Murphy is in replacing Scott Gieselman. And when your quarterback has a lot of confidence in that tight end, he gets the ball to him quite a bit when he's in trouble. When he's not in there, this could bother a young quarterback who does not have that much experience.
And on 1st and 10, Halloran to pass, and he goes over the middle, and it's complete to number 85, Peter Casparillo. And Peter, another reserve tight end, a 230-pound junior, rumbles before. He's stopped finally by Eddie Parker, number 3, and 45, John Smith. A big play and a first down at the 44-yard line of Temple.
Casparillo just went down and ran a simple hook pattern right across the middle. He was wide open. He was underneath the linebackers in a dead area, the open area, and just turned it upfield for the first down.
Gain of 22 yards as Boston College quickly moves into Temple territory. Troy Stratford breaks a tackle, gets a block inside the 30, tight ropes, and finally can't keep going any farther as Larry Bruton, number 28, cut him off, and he ran out of sideline at the 24-yard line. 23 make it.
Troy Stratford is just an exciting running back. The same pass, it's a handoff going left. He almost gets tackled from behind. He keeps his feet like a great athlete. Then he's getting a good downfield block on Herndon, gets taken down. Finally trying to turn the corner. That's just an excellent running, breaking tackles, knowing when to cut and when to go outside.
So 2 outstanding plays on their first possession by the Eagles here in the second half. 1st and 10 from the Temple 23. Stratford again, cutting back against the grain, getting inside the 20 and down near the 18 before John Smith once again makes the tackle for Temple, number 45. Gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Troy Stratford, when he makes his decision to cut back against the grain, he's so difficult to bring down. When there's a crease in the backside, he'll take it immediately. He's got a quick burst through a hole. Now he's a little bit tired right now. He's going off the field, but he's just an excellent running back and with great speed.
Darren Flutie into the game as an extra wide receiver, but Ken Bell, the fullback, gets it and powers inside the 15 near the 14. Bob Pilkauskas, number 53, a junior linebacker from Voorhees, New Jersey, gets a little help to make the stop.
Well, whatever Jack McNeil told his team at halftime, he ought to bottle it, because they came out here in the second half and took this kickoff and doing exactly what Temple did in the opening kickoff in the first half.
The ball inside the 14-yard line. 3rd down, 2 yards to go. Actually a short 2 or a long 1. Stratford back in the game in the backfield with Bell behind Halloran. Halloran dumps it off to Stratford out of the backfield. He's inside the 5. Touchdown.
Anytime you get Stratford in open field with the football, he's going to make people miss. It's just a play action pass. It's a straight drop back this time, in fact. And he gets the ball out to him in the flat. He's got great athletic ability. Bonjavingo tries out of position and overruns the play. Stratford cuts back, stops, and cuts back and goes in for the score. One-on-one in open field is very difficult for a defender to bring him down. There's no chance that time for the defender to bring down Stratford.
15-7 with the extra point to follow. And on to attempt is Tim George. And it's no good. He misses it off to the right. So we've seen 2 extra points missed today It is 15-7. Boston College leading Temple with 13:02 left to play in the third quarter. The score: Boston College 15, Temple 7. 15-7 here early in the third quarter as they drove with their initial possession to increase their lead of 2 points to 8. The extra point no good. Back deep to receive the kickoff for Temple: Paul Palmer, Todd McNair, and Willie Marshall. As you see, a 5-play, 66-yard scoring drive that took less than 2 minutes. David Rooney hits the kickoff for Boston College and sends it to McNair a yard deep in the end zone. McNair splits the defense, breaks one tackle, and gets across the 25. A pretty good return of 26 yards. And they will mark it just shy of the 26. 1st and 10 Temple.
That whole drive at Boston College was vintage Troy Stratford, running with the football, cutting back, making big plays. It was poetic justice that he should catch the touchdown pass and go in for the score. So he had an excellent series on that first drive at Boston College.
And his counterpart, Palmer, in the backfield, takes the fake from Saltz. And Saltz firing and completing it to number 2, Keith Gloucester. Andy Hemmer, number 81, with the coverage for Boston College. But it's enough for a Temple first down. The Owls come right back as they get it out near the 40.
Saltz does a good job of rolling out to the area where he's going to throw the football. He rolls out to his left. Gloucester comes down and makes a hook pattern right around the 40-yard line. That time was a good pass. He put it right there.
They mark it outside the 40, 1st and 10. Palmer wrapped up in the backfield by Mike Ruth, who again penetrated deep and got to Palmer about the same time as he got to the quarterback.
He's got the whole game together. The quickness, the strength. He comes off the ball. He reads very well. He's a 100% football player. We'll watch him here right now, just coming off the block. The guy's trying to cut him off. He gets rid of the All-American, comes off the block, gets Palmer really in the backfield, stops him for about a yard gain.
2nd down, 9 yards to go. Palmer gets the fake. The pressure's on Saltz. He drops the ball. Boston College has recovered. Tom Porrell, number 72, a junior defensive tackle out of Winchester, Massachusetts, I believe, is on that football on the bottom of the pile. And John Reenstra of Temple had a shot at it, but tried to bat it out of bounds and missed it.
A lot of those offensive linemen aren't very nifty. They can't get down and recover those fumbles. A number of people had an opportunity to pick it up, but Porrell finally came over for Boston College right after the score they've had. Now to get the football in excellent field position, Boston College can really open this game up.
They have a 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line of Temple, and they lead it 15-7, having already scored on their initial possession here in the second half. Troy Stratford looking for an opening and fighting his way down near the 35. Doug Davis, 49, and 45 John Smith combined to make the tackle. It's a gain of about 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
And it just seems like Boston College is taking more control of this football game the further it goes along. Our defense especially has come up and played extremely well ever since that first series against Temple, putting a lot of pressure on both Palmer and also the quarterback Saltz.
Just when it looked like Temple was going to move the football again, they turned it over. Only the 2nd turnover in the game. So Boston College with a 2nd and 8 at the 36 of Temple, trying to take advantage. Halloran hangs in there and completes it over the middle to the tight end, Peter Casparillo. And Casparillo, with a nifty bit of effort, stays in bounds and gets inside the 20-yard line before Larry Bruton tripped him up.
Well, he's picking up right where Gieselman left off with the injury. Tries to just jam the guy when he releases off the line of scrimmage. Really pushes off, really offensive pass interference right now with the linebacker. But Casparello then makes some good running, open field running, keeping his feet, going down the sideline, dropping his hand, getting about 5 or 6 extra yards. But really, he pushed off the linebacker to get the position.
1st and 10 from the 19 as the penalty was not called. And Troy Stratford has the ball, cutting the defenders and just pulled down by the jersey as he gets near the 10. Chris D'Amico, number 61, got a hold and wouldn't let go, or Stratford might have been in the end zone.
We see Stratford one more time. The same handoff he ran in the series before. This time fakes to the inside back and then tries to split the defenders. Almost gets through. If he had a tearaway jersey, he might have been in the end zone.
He got it down to the 11-yard line, though, for a gain of 7. It's 2nd down and 3. Wide open in the end zone is Darren Flutie for a Boston College touchdown.
Really great to see another Flutie get involved in the scoring act. But Halloran does a good job at getting outside and containment. Throwing the football downfield. He has good touch on the football, putting it up over a defender, really up over his tight end, who thought the ball was intended for him. He fakes and he's outside of containment. Now he's got a lot of time to throw the ball. Good touch, finding Flutie in the corner of the end zone, who does a post pattern, and he pulls it back out and goes to the outside. Fake to the middle, came to the outside. He was wide open by about 5 yards.
David Rooney on to attempt the extra point. Telvin Martin to hold. This time it's good. Boston College, with just under 10 minutes remaining, increases their lead. The score, Boston College 22, Temple 7, and we'll return to Alumni Stadium in just a moment. This game around for them is this play right here.
Okay, here's Casparello, the tight end, just delaying, and he's coming out into the flat. Flutie is behind him, has run into the middle, and then broke it back to the outside. Casparello really thinks it's an overthrown. It's intended for him, but Flutie ran faked the post pattern and brought it back to the outside and really lost the defender by 4 or 5 yards and came up with a touchdown catch.
Halloran now has completed 12 of his last 15 attempts, so he's really gotten hot after somewhat of a shaky start. And he's the big reason right now why Boston College has a 22-7 lead. 4-play drive covering 38 yards in less than 2 minutes. And, of course, it followed the big turnover after Temple had been very successful on their first 2 plays of an offensive possession.
And what really impressed me about Halloran, it was a touch pass. He had to not drill the ball. He had to just float it out there into the corner of the end zone, up over some people, and did a nice job with it.
Todd McNair in the middle, looking to receive the kickoff. And he does at about the 6 or 7 yard line. Trying to get to the outside and pull down at about the 24. John Bronner, number 90, made the tackle for Boston College. So Temple, with plenty of time left, just under 10 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10 at their own 24, but they trail 22-7.
And that's the key. There's a lot of time left. They got to keep their poise right now. They're down by 2 touchdowns. A lot of time to go. They don't want to just try to go for it all right here.
Salt's pitching to Palmer. And a good block by Shelley Poole to get Palmer to the corner. But he is drilled out of bounds by 53 Bill Romanowski, who has also played a fine game at linebacker for Boston College.
This defense of Boston College is getting stronger and stronger. That time they got Palmer running parallel to the line of scrimmage. You don't want him knifing through the hole and going upfield. He's going towards the sideline, and Romanowski comes over and helps him get out of bounds.
Helped him rather rudely. As you saw, Sean Halloran on the bench, over 200 yards now passing on the afternoon. 2nd down, Temple. Saltz, play action fake, gets it to Gloucester, who reverses his field and picks up extra yardage out to the 49 before Garrick McPherson, number 48, pulls him down. So it'll be 1st down Temple as they get the ball near midfield, but Gloucester looks as if he might have injured an ankle.
When he came down, he ran that hook pattern. He's run time and time, and before that time he bobbled the ball a little bit and then turned upfield like a good receiver should. And he must have, on the artificial turf, which has great traction, he must have turned his ankle a little bit, and he came off to the sidelines.
A gain of 22 yards on the play. First and 10 rather, just short of midfield. And Palmer takes the pitch. Trying again to get around the corner. Does get into Boston College territory. Picks up 6 or 7 as he gets inside the 45. And again, it's Garrick McPherson along with Romanowski who make the tackle. Updating the Penn State score, Maryland has come back to take the lead. Don't die on us, Hammer. Maryland 18-17 now in the third quarter. And West Virginia over Louisville at halftime 28-7. Of course, Howard Schnellenberger, the new coach at Louisville. Palmer now has carried 19 times for 82 yards. Second down. Palmer wanted to throw the ball, and he's going to be dropped for a loss back at the 49 of Temple. John Boza, the senior defensive tackle out of Keene, New Hampshire, number 97 with the big play.
And really credit that Boston College secondary. They did a good job of not taking the run fake. They stayed back and covered the receivers downfield. Palmer had nowhere to go with the football. They tried to set it up with the play before, running Palmer to the right side. This time coming back with that option pass. But the secondary for Boston College did a good job.
Keith Gloucester, the wide receiver for Temple, apparently having his knee examined, and it doesn't appear to be anything too serious as he left the game limping early. So a loss on the play, and it's third down and 11, and Salt's under pressure, gets it off deep but overthrown. Intended for Willie Marshall. Back covering was Garrick McPherson, number 48. So fourth down and 11 will bring on the punting unit. As the ball is near midfield, Temple will try to put Boston College in a hole if they can.
Boston College defense taking a lot of chances, going the all-out blitz that time. Salt's read it, but couldn't get the ball to Marshall down the sidelines.
Kip Schenefeld on, and Kelvin Martin takes it at the 15-yard line. Almost breaks it and gets a 10-yard return out to the 25. We have a timeout here with the score. Boston College 22 and Temple 7. We'll be right back. 7:44 remaining here in the third quarter. Boston College has had things all their way in the third quarter so far. And they have pretty good field position, considering the fact that Temple had the ball at midfield, Jack. They did not get the kind of punt they were looking for.
They got a low punt. Martin was smart, caught it right on the run and brought it right up the middle. Now the Temple defense has to rise to the occasion right now and get the ball back if they want to get back into this football game.
Sean Halloran has had a fine football game after a slow start, and particularly here in the third quarter, engineering 2 drives to put BC up. And he's back to the air and flipping it out to Darren Flutie out of the backfield, or coming back off the line, I should say. But there will be a loss on the play as Bob Pilkauskas was right on top of the play, number 53, whom you see there. And it'll be second down and about 13 to go.
Well, Pilkauskas did a good job of reading it and getting to the running back before the offensive lineman was coming out and trying to block him. He got into the backfield and brought Flutie down.
The ball is at 22. Second and 13. And Halloran hauled down from behind by Chris Eady, a freshman, 225-pound defensive end from Peekskill, New York.
Halloran has rolled out so many times in the first half and also in the last 2 series. This time he gets pressure up the middle. Eady just runs him down, showing a good burst, and runs him down and puts it down on the 12-yard line. Temple defense in the first 2 plays in this series have done an excellent job.
Third down and about 19 yards to go. So far, they have risen to the occasion. Troy Stratford on the draw play gets it out near the 29-yard line. Back past the original line of scrimmage before Pilkauskas and number 22 Bonjavengo make the tackle. It's not enough for a first down. It'll be fourth down and about 6 yards to go.
I think Jack McNeil felt his defense is playing such good football in the second half. You don't want to put the ball up for grabs on third down and long, risk a turnover, and put Temple back in the game. So he ran a really safe draw play.
Steve Peach with the punt. And the ball taken by Purvis Herter, who fumbles the ball, and we'll see if he's ruled to be down. I think he will be down at the 43-yard line. So Temple stops Boston College in what could be a key defensive series for them and takes over with pretty good field position with 5:49 left to go here in the third quarter. With the score, Boston College 22 and Temple 7. Will return to Alumni Stadium in just a moment. Trying to break through here at Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts, and it would be a most welcome ray of sunshine, as it has been rather cloudy, overcast, and up until today somewhat damp. First and 10, Temple, and nowhere to go. Good penetration by the defensive line, and the fullback Shelley Poole with no gain. Tom Perrell, number 72, and Mike Roof, of course, the immovable object, right in the middle. And Penn State's come back and scored to lead Maryland now, 20-18. Of course, next week we'll have Boston College, Maryland, for you right here on TEN. And Temple will be playing Penn State. Second down, 9 yards to go, a gain of 1 on the carry by Poole, and here's Palmer. Poole with another good block, but again, number 72, Tom Perrell, knifes through to knock Poole down, and boy, the defensive line and linebackers of Boston College have been outstanding. Well, next week, TEN Sports and Boston College travel down the road a bit to Foxborough, where the Eagles will take on those Maryland Terrapins. Starting time, 12 noon. Join us over most of these same stations here on TEN Sports for Maryland Boston College next Saturday at noon. Third down. And in and out of the hands of Palmer, who tried to run with it before he gathered it in. Romanowski made sure, left a calling card, and went back to the huddle.
See, this was a real big series for Temple. They had the ball on the 40-yard line, good field position, a chance to go and put some points on the board. Boston College defense rose to the occasion again, and they are getting very physical out there, knocking receivers around and also the running backs.
They've really got the momentum going their way. Schennefeld's punt is a beauty. And Kelvin Martin calls for the fair catch, gets bumped, and we're going to have another penalty on Temple. Arturo Weldon, a sophomore out of Washington, D.C., number 37, ran into Kelvin Martin after he had called for the fair catch. So we'll await the call by Raymond Boyer, the referee.
Well, Martin had his hand up a long time, signaling for the fair catch. But Weldon just ran right by him at the end and just hit his shoulder.
2-yard violation by the kicking team. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And 2-yard violation refers to the fact that you cannot be within 2 yards of the man attempting to receive a fair catch. So a 5-yard penalty brings it out to the 18-yard line. 7th penalty on Temple for a total of 58 yards. Halloran just now getting to the huddle. Boston College leads 22-7. Center was fumbled. Halloran fell on it immediately. So there will be no gain on the play. It'll be second down and maybe a slight loss.
We just got word from the hospital that Scott Gieselman x-rays were negative, and he'll be out the rest of the football game. He will not return today.
Well, it's a good sign that the x-rays were negative, of course, as the fine tight end was injured in the first half.
It seemed like they didn't miss a beat, though. Any tight end that went in and replaced him caught a number of balls, pushed off a few linebackers, but still caught a couple of passes to keep a couple drives alive.
Always defending those linebackers.
Oh, got to. You have to.
Stratford, the ball carrier, picks up a couple out near the 20-yard line. Boston College has picked up 18 first downs in this ball game so far. 6 by rushing and 11 by passing, 1 by penalty. Temple with only 9 first downs.
And this is a key third down play for Temple's defense. They've got to stop them right here, get the ball back for their offense. If they do stop them here, they should get good field position and a chance for the offense to move the football again.
Third down, about 8 yards to go. Halloran with good protection. And it's picked off over the middle. Number 54, Steve Dominowski, with the interception. And he brings it back inside the 15-yard line in what could turn out to be the biggest turnover of the ball game for Temple. The first turnover committed by Boston College.
One criticism on Halloran, when he looks down the middle, he just eyeballed the receiver he's looking for. Dominowski just sits down right in the middle, reading his eyes, reading the quarterback. You see him trying to get the ball to Troy Stratford. Dominowski breaks underneath, just reading the quarterback's eyes and arm, and made an easy interception.
And the ball underthrown. And more balls are picked off when they're underthrown, obviously, than when they're overthrown. So a big break for Temple. 1st and 10. They're at the 13 of Boston College. Saltz has it to Gloucester inside the 5-yard line. Garrick McPherson made the tackle, but there's another penalty marker down in the Temple backfield. And it appears to be a legal procedure against the Owls, and that has plagued them all day long.
I think what happened that time, Poole, who goes in motion, started to turn upfield before the snap of the football. He's running a pattern upfield. He turned up, the official caught it and called the illegal procedure.
Eighth penalty on the Owls for a total of 63 yards, and it moves it back to the 18-yard line where it's 1st and 15.
Those are such big penalties. Gloucester had to catch down inside the 10-yard line. Good field position. Now they're back on the 18, 1st down and 15.
The delay to McNair, and Todd McNair is going nowhere. Mike Ruth greeted him rather rudely, along with Carl Creshbane, the safety who was blitzing on the play, and it's a loss back to the 24.
It's going to be a very sad feeling for Todd McNair, sitting there waiting for that delay for the quarterback to put it in his stomach, and he sees Mike Ruth just drilling him, ready to come down on top of him, and he's still got to get the football. But that play had no chance of working. They tried it once or twice in the first half, and Ruth made the play then too.
He would be a hard guy to run that draw play against. He penetrates so well and reacts so quickly. Saltz's pass intended for Gloucester, incomplete. Carl Pelagata, number 49, and Garrick McPherson, 48, covering. So the ball back still now at the 24-yard line. 3rd down, 22 yards to go. Bruce Arians, obviously a little frustrated as his team has been taken out of a number of key situations by penalties. As you see, Temple 4 for 11 in 3rd down conversion. Gloucester going in motion. And the pitch to Palmer, and a reverse to Gloucester. Good blocking by Temple, and Gloucester with a good cut gets inside the 20, but not nearly enough for the 1st down as he's down near the 16-yard line. And Mike Ruth and Carl Pelagata combined to make the tackle. Shows you how Ruth puts in the effort. He was behind the line of scrimmage and wound up making the tackle about 9 yards down the field.
One Boston College defender turned to play back inside. Ruth, who is always hustling on every play, helped out on the tackle. And now they're going to have to settle for the field goal. And that penalty, that illegal procedure penalty, really hurt him on this drive.
Jim Cooper, a junior from Summers Point, New Jersey, kicks it right through. He made 11 of 17 last year, and he converts his first attempt this year. We have a timeout with the score. Boston College 22 and Temple 10. We'll be right back. 1 minute, 11 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. 22-10, Boston College leading Temple, but were it not for those penalties, Jack, it would have been a lot closer. They did have a 1st down inside the 5.
Those are those first game penalties you're going to have, and I'm sure next week when they play Penn State, they won't have all the errors they've had today.
The kickoff on the far side goes to Tracy Giles, and he cuts it back and gets across the 25. A penalty marker goes down at the point of contact at the end of the play. So again, we'll await the call. And here's Raymond Boyer. And it's illegal use of hands against Boston College.
That last series was a big opportunity for Temple. They had, with the interception, a good position to score a touchdown and get back into the game. Had to settle for the field goal.
Holding on the return team. 1st and 10.
The 10-yard penalty moves it back to the 18-yard line. where Boston College gets it with 1:06 remaining in the third quarter, leading 22-10. And the pitch to Stratford. Stratford fights for yardage across the 20 and gets to the 22 or 3 yard line. Gain of about 5. As you see the clock running down.
Stratford will go in there for those tough yards as well. He had to run over a few people to get that 5 yards, but you break it the outside a number of times. That time he tried to run over a few people so he can get a little bit physical as well out there.
He just doesn't have quickle. Second down, 5 yards to go. Halloran looking to throw. And he's hauled down from behind. Number 99, Jeff Ward, on the ground, reached up and got a hold. Loss is about 5 yards. Back to the original line of scrimmage near the 18. It'll be 3rd down and 10. And there is big John Rienstra. He and Mike Ruth have got the
team. Anyone, NFL or college football, with arms that big. That shirt is a little bit too small for him, but I think it is taped down on his body so that no one can grab hold of it and hold it.
Well, that's the end of the third quarter here at Alumni Stadium. And the score, 10. Steve Zabriskie along with Jack Ham welcoming you back to Chestnut Hill and University Heights with the Boston College Eagles leading Temple in 10 with the ball on the 18-yard line for Sean Halloran and the BC Eagles. Stratford with a big hole, gets to the outside, crossing across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Steve Dominowski and 45 John Smith combining to finally get him down, and another great run by Troy Stratford.
This is really a case of the defense thinking pass, 3rd down and long. They give it to Stratford. He just makes a few people miss and breaks it to the outside. And then when he comes into traffic, he really runs into people, breaks 2 more tackles, and tries to go back against the grain one more time.
Bob Pilkauskas on the tackle, and has carried 15 times for 103 yards.
Had he been carrying the ball that time, he probably would have broken it right off to the outside. He has his ability right at the last second to make the exact right cut to get that extra yardage.
Great running backs seem to have an instinct as to when to make the move and the ability to make it. Halloran gets away from the pressure and completes the pass. A penalty marker down in the secondary as Tom Waddle, a freshman split end from Cincinnati, made the catch. Frank Bongivengo on the tackle. But again, we will await the call of the referee as it was thrown in the Temple secondary. Usually it has something to do with pass interference or pass coverage when it's thrown back there.
I think they're checking the yardage right now. Our penalty order. The referee's now going to consult with the Boston College captain. But Tom Waddle, the freshman from Moeller High in Cincinnati, the football factory in high school, and he broke all of Tony Hunter's records who went on to Notre Dame.
Line, taking the result of the play, 1st down.
BC with the 1st down at the 43-yard line, and here's more favor Boston College in just about every phase of the game. In addition to that, BC now with 20 1st downs.
It is Troy Stratford, who's had a big second half here for Boston College.
From just outside the 42 of Temple. And it's Stratford again. And again he breaks it. Inside the 30-yard line and another 1st down. Doug Davis 49 and John Smith 45 on the tackle. But again, too little, too late. Boy, when he gets past the line of scrimmage, he gets tougher and tougher.
When he breaks that defensive line and linebacker, he reminds you a lot of O.J. Simpson when he gets in traffic. He's dipping his shoulder. He's making all kind of moves. Here he gets the ball, breaks the tackle right at the line of scrimmage, comes through about 2 or 3 people, but always leaning forward, always going forward on the play.
This time, Stratford trying to go outside to the right is hemmed in. 99 Jeff Ward, the defensive end on that left side, making the play. No gain on the play. It'll be second down and 10, still at the 29 of Temple.
And he's a tired young man. He's going to the sideline. Told head coach Jack Pickell, I think I need a little bit of rest right now. You've been running me about 3 or 4 times in a row, so he's going to get a little breather.
Tracy Giles, number 30. The freshman and national skeet shooting, junior skeet shooting champion.
Already mentioned that.
I think that's unusual. Is in the game. Halloran with good time, and he completes it to Kelvin Martin, who's hauled down immediately by Bonjavengo. But another penalty marker is down. This time it is thrown in the Boston College backfield.
I mean, they got a lot of time to
On the offense.
and that's why they got a lot of time, because the offensive linemen were holding.
That'll do it every time. Obviously, Temple will accept the penalty after the completed pass, and it'll move him back 10 yards to the 39-yard line.
Holding. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
I'm sure the officials, with the new holding, the blocking rules, it's very difficult to call holding or not call it on almost every play when you're not using your hands in front of a defensive lineman or linebacker. I think holding could be called on almost every play.
You're probably right. Second down and 20, and Halloran chased out of the pocket will be hauled down for a loss of about a yard at the 40 by James Moore, number 96. Moore, a big senior out of Passaic, New Jersey, at 6'3" and 265. So it'll be third down and 21.
Moore will get credit for the sack, but really the secondary from Temple did a good job of covering everybody downfield. Halloran looked downfield, could not find anybody open, and tried to run with the ball. That's when Moore finally brought him down.
12 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the ball game. Boston College leading 22-10. And again, Halloran to throw. Trying to set up a screen over the middle. It's complete, but it's going to be for a loss as Darren Flutie hauled it in, and Rodney Walker, 97, hauled in Flutie. So a loss of another yard on the play to the 41. It'll be fourth down now and 22 yards to go.
And that's just experience. He just gave that away too quickly on the screen. He backpedaled so far back that the defensive lineman knew the screen had involved, and they just stayed right at the line of scrimmage and made the play on Flutie.
Steve Peach back to punt, and Frank Bonjavengo is back to receive. And Bonjavengo takes the fair catch at about the 14-yard line. So Temple backed up a bit as they will have a possession. And with 11:20 left to play in the fourth quarter, the score, Boston College 22 and Temple 10. But I couldn't find a crow to bring me out here, so it took a little longer. You got to wend your way through the hilly terrain around here. But the sun has broken through a little bit, and it's turned out to be a pretty pleasant afternoon. Not so far for Temple, however, as Saltz hands the ball off in a very short game. Tom Porrell hauls Palmer down along with John Boza as he just gets it out across the 15-yard line. Gain of about 3. It'll be second down and 7.
I was expecting Temple to try maybe some kind of play action pass on first down. They're 12 points down at this point, and they need some moving football up the field. So they're at a dive play right up the middle, right at Ruth.
Saltz has good protection, and over the middle the ball is tipped by an intended receiver, number 88 Pete Johnson, the tight end. He also had a secondary receiver back there behind him, Joe Greenwood, number 8, but neither player could come up with it, so it's going to be third down and 7 as Bruce Arians looks on.
One player had to blow the assignment because there should not be 2 offensive people in the same area. That means you can get covered by 1 defensive back. 2 guys in the area, ball went incomplete. 1 receiver had to run the wrong route.
Lee Saltz is 0 for his last 4 attempts, and he has got some pressure but eludes it and gets rid of the ball and completes the pass to Mike Hennett. And Hennett, the tight end, gets out across the pass to Mike Hennett. And Hennett, the tight end, gets out across the 25-yard line and should have enough for the first down before Andy Hemmer, number 81, makes the tackle. And Hennett appears to be shaken up. but it is enough for a Temple first down.
Well, John Bowes, a defensive lineman from Boston College, came clean and tried to get to Saltz, but he made a little bit of a move on him, sidestepped him, and delivered the football downfield for the first down and keep this drive alive, which they need desperately.
First down at the 28. And thrown behind Willie Marshall, the intended receiver, incomplete. And there's Gieselman. He is back. Scott had x-rays. They were found to be negative, fortunately. So nothing broken, but he's out of the game. Second down, 10. Temple at their own 27. 10 minutes left in the ball game. Take to Palmer, and Saltz just does get it away. It's tipped and incomplete, and a penalty marker will be thrown for pass interference. And it's going to be called on Garrick McPherson, number 48.
Steve, we have to look on his replay on McPherson, but he seemed to get there right in time with the football, timed it up perfectly, and we got a lot of Boston College officials that are agreeing with me, but if those guys in the striped shirts are the people to make the call. They called pass interference and give him a first down right at the 40-yard line, but a very questionable call on McPherson.
Now they've moved it back to just outside the 38, where it'll be first and 10 Temple.
Well, it might be the first game for the officials, too. They're a little rusty from last year.
That's got to be the toughest call to make, though, is that pass interference call. Saltz has good protection again and completes the pass, and again a flag goes down as Willie Marshall makes the reception, and a flag is thrown immediately in Boston College territory at the 49, and again it was Garrick McPherson with the coverage.
Defensive interference. It's a defense. First down.
I don't think I'm watching the same game the officials are calling out here, because both calls are very questionable. He caught the ball on the sideline. In fact, he juggled the ball, and it should not have been a reception with the pass interference penalty. Again, they got a first down on the 48-yard line. Two very questionable calls by the officials.
But Temple now in Boston College territory inside the 49 with 9:45 left to play. BC leads at 22-10. Poole goes in motion. And Saltz is nailed by number 95, Chuck Gorecki. The ball is loose, and Boston College has it. Mike Degnan, number 98, came up with the football, and there's Degnan on the sideline.
We talked about Chuck Gorecki before. This time it's a pump fake. Just does not have time to get rid of the ball. He's trying to go deep, and Gorecki comes out from that left end position. Fortunately for Saltz, that's a way a quarterback gets a separated shoulder when he's trying to deliver the ball downfield. But Gorecki quietly has become a very, very big part of this Boston College defensive line.
Second turnover for Temple, and Boston College back on offense with Stratford looking for an opening with a couple of nifty moves. He turns a loss into about a 4-yard gain. Rodney Walker, 97, finally makes the tackle.
Thank God for television, because you cannot describe that kind of run by Stratford that time. It was designed to go off his right tackle. The hole was not there. He breaks it back, breaks a couple tackles, and it was finally contained. With his quickness, goes right up the middle for about 3 or 4 yards.
Stratford, as you see, 119 yards now. He had 100 against BYU in the opener. Plenty of time for Halloran over the middle and complete. And down inside the 15-yard line goes Kelvin Martin. Kelvin Martin with the reception for a big Boston College first down as they mark it at the 13.
To give credit to that offensive line from Boston College, it takes a long time to run that route. Martin comes from his right flanker position all the way across the field. Halloran did a good job of stepping up in the pocket and delivering a bullet down to Martin at the 12-yard line.
Tom Waddle and Darren Flutie are flanked out to the right, but the officials have thrown another penalty marker. And here's the call.
Illegal procedure against the offense. Dead ball foul.
Well, the dead ball foul happening before the snap.
One of the interior linemen who has his hand down and is set for a position probably picked it up, and the official called a dead ball foul.
It was called by one of the officials right on the line of scrimmage, so that's probably right. It moves the ball back outside the 15. It'll be first down and 15 from the 17-yard line. Halloran over the middle, and he completes it to Darren Flutie. Just inside the 10. It will not be enough for a first down. Dominowski with the tackle. They mark it just inside the 9.
You see Halloran getting more and more confident with the offense. He's making the right decision. That time Flutie, who came in motion on the play, came right across the middle. The area's been open all day long for Boston College.
Second down, 6 yards to go, and Stratford powers forward. Ken Bell, it is. The fullback got tripped up just before getting to the end zone by Steve Dominowski, and Bell popped it quickly to put them very near first down.
Bell likes to get the football down around the goal line. Here he just runs over one defender, trying to keep his feet down at the 2-yard line. He's a very physical back. They like to use him down on the goal line. They like to use Stratford out in the open field.
It was enough for a first down. First and goal from the 2. 7:25 to go. Boston College already leading, and a touchdown as John Mahalik takes it in. Boston College goes to their big back, John Mahalik, in the short yardage situation, and the 225-pound senior takes it in.
This is just a straight T formation, the old T, 3 backs in the backfield, and John Mahalik just goes right over right tackle, just power football down on the goal line. The offensive line just beats the defensive line off the ball. It's an easy touchdown.
The extra point to follow as David Rooney is in to attempt it. Darren Flutie holding, and it's no good. Rooney has missed 3 extra points today, but it is not that critical. With the score now, Boston College 28 and Temple 10. Will return to Alumni Stadium in just a moment. It's leading, and a 39-yard drive culminated by John Mahalik's 2-yard touchdown run to give the Eagles their 18-point lead. And they have really displayed a team effort as the defense has been outstanding, and the offense has taken advantage of opportunities that they have gotten. Todd McNair will take the kickoff at the 3-yard line, and he's cut down very quickly by Mike Williams. So the return only out to about the 17.5-yard line. And as one might expect, the Temple bench not exactly effervescent with 7:16 to go and trailing 28-10. But Temple showed in their first possession that they can score quickly. However, Boston College has made some outstanding adjustments and defensively has been pretty much in control. Saltz with lots of time and misses his intended receiver, number 86, Mike Hinnett, the tight end. So it'll be second down and 10.
And that's a play. Boston College only rushing 3 down linemen, putting everybody else in the coverage. They've got a big lead right now, 28-10. They're going to play very conservative on defense. They don't feel Temple can right now move the football, making big plays all the way up the field and put any points on the board.
The way their defense has been playing, you'd have to believe them.
The defense has gotten stronger and stronger as this game progressed. In the fourth quarter, they have really just taken control of the football game.
Saltz again, as only 3 men are rushed by Boston College, and the pass is pulled down by Willie Marshall and complete as he was driven out of bounds by the defender Perryman. It'll be a first down Temple at the 35, a gain of 18.
This is a play they've been trying to run all day. It's the out pattern by Marshall at the top of the screen. He comes out of his break. The ball is a little bit high. He comes down, gets 1 foot inbounds. The referee is right there. He makes the correct call that time.
Good call by the official, and a good job to get that foot down in bounds by Marshall. First and 10, Temple at their own 35. Palmer does get away from Romanowski and gets across the 40-yard line. Romanowski hit him first, and then Andy Hemmer was able to finish him off. But Palmer, who has been much of the offense for Temple today, gains 5, and it's second down and 5.
That's one of the 40. That's one of the few times that Mike Ruth really took himself out of the play with his quickness. He got up into the backfield, but the play was a delay that went right by him, the area he vacated, and went for about 5 yards.
Clock running with 6.5 minutes remaining in the game. They come with the blitz, and Saltz gets it away and completes it to Marshall, but there'll be a short gain. Not enough for the first down. A gain of about 4. Out to the 44. Neil Eiten, number 43, a senior out of East Orange, New Jersey, came up to make the hit. Third down, 1 yard to go.
And it's just the little things that are happening right now. The Boston College defense. Eiten making a good stick on Marshall in open field. They're being very physical with the receivers. The defensive linemen are teeing off. I mean, their defense has really been the key, how they took control of this game away from Temple.
They deserve as much of the credit as anybody. The offense has capitalized on opportunities. The defense has given it to them. And Palmer breaks through and breaks a tackle. He's open down the sideline, and he's inside the 20 before he's finally run out of bounds by Carl Pelagata, the safety man. Palmer's biggest run of the day, and really the first time Jackie's broken out since the first possession back in the first quarter.
Well, it's the same play they've run so many times before. Palmer just getting the ball, the reversing out, getting the ball, getting a good block by Poole. Then he breaks to the outside and really breaks 2 tackles. 2 Boston College players really knocked each other off, and now it's a foot race down the sideline, and finally they knock Palmer out down around the 17-yard line.
A gain of 40 yards for Palmer, who's over 100 on the day, and Shelley Poole, the fullback, with short yardage, gets inside the 15 before Mike Ruth slides off and slams him to the ground.
You know, Palmer gets to run the plays outside, gets the big yardage, and no one's going to hit him. And then Poole gets that small trap or that straight-ahead play running right into Mike Ruth for about the 4th or 5th time today. I think he wants a new play.
The life of a fullback. Gain of 2 yards, second down and 8. The ball just inside the Boston College 15. Firing and completing the pass to number 23, Ellis Primus, the junior wide receiver from New York City, and Garrick McPherson made the tackle along with Bill Romanowski. It is enough for a first down as they mark it just outside the 5. So it's first and goal Temple as the Eagles try to come back, trailing by 18 with 4:54 remaining in the game.
A lot of times when you get like a 28-10 lead like this, your defense starts to relax a little bit. You play that passive deep zone and prevent defense. A lot of things happen underneath you. But Palmer breaking that big run for 40 yards got him down in scoring territory in a hurry.
Temple has taken advantage of what BC has given him on this drive, and Saltz tries to throw a little timing pass into the end zone, but Willie Marshall isn't there. Willie never got in the end zone. Neil Eiten was holding him up. And so the incompletion makes it second down and goal from the 5-yard line.
Neil Eiten.
And there is the president of Temple University, Peter Leocourse.
Neil Eiten did a good job of jamming Marshall right at the line of scrimmage, an illegal jam before the ball was put in the air. He had no chance to run his route in the corner of the end zone, and you're right, with a timing pattern, and he was off by about 5 or 10 yards.
So Temple has asked for a timeout. With 4:31 remaining, we have a timeout on the field with the score, Boston College 28 and Temple 10, and we'll be right back. This telecast is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by TEN Sports and is intended solely for the entertainment of its audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or publication without the expressed written consent of TEN Sports is prohibited. Second down, goal to goal from just outside the 5-yard line. And Palmer with a big hole gets to the goal line. Did he get in? I mean, that football looks to me like it's right on the goal line, but they say no, he is short. So it'll be 3rd and inches just outside the goal line. I can't believe they didn't give him that one.
This is Palmer. It's a counter play. Got 2 guards out in front of him. It's like a pinball. Watch him get hit right at the goal line and goes right down. Right here, the ball is not across the plane. It's a good call by the official.
There he snuck it over. Too late. So 3rd and goal inches away. Salt's sneaking it for the touchdown. So Temple scoring with just under 4 minutes remaining in the game to somewhat get back into it. It makes the score 28-16 with the extra point to come. And that was a pretty good drive. Granted, Boston College was in a somewhat of a prevent defense, but Temple took advantage of it.
And it's culminated here by just the quarterback sneak going over the top, breaking the play into the goal for the touchdown. But really, it was Palmer that got him down there. He broke the big play for 40 yards, broke a couple of tackles, also got him down to the 5-yard line, down to the 1-yard line. And then finally, the hero of the play, Saltz, takes it in for the final 2 inches.
Thanks a lot, right? Yeah. Bill Wright, number 16, on to attempt the extra point, and it's right through the middle. So the Owls still in it, trailing by 12 with the score. Boston College 28 and Temple 17 will return to Alumni Stadium in just a moment. To get back into this game, now trailing 28-17 with 3:57 remaining.
And they got all the receivers up on the line at the 50-yard line. They're anticipating an onside kick right now. Flutie and all the people who handle the football normally throughout the course of the game are right up on the 50-yard line. I wouldn't be surprised if they chip it over their head and try to recover it downfield, because they have everybody up right around the 45 and 50-yard line.
Just 2 men back, Tracy Giles and Kelvin Martin. And that's exactly what they're going to try and do, is chip it. And a nice play by Tom Waddle, who's a split end, to go back on that ball and make an over-the-head diving catch for the reception and eliminate any possibility of the ball being recovered. Obviously, after it goes 10 yards, it's anybody's football.
And that's a heads-up play by a freshman coming over making a diving catch down at the 32-yard line. But they had so many people up at the line of scrimmage and then the deep people back on the goal line that there's almost like a 9-iron shot over their head. You got a chance of your cover team with their momentum coming downfield and maybe recovering it for the onside kick.
It looked like my 9-iron shot because it went to the right.
I've seen your 9-iron shot.
Not any better, Hammer. 1st and 10, BC at the 32-yard line. And Halloran still throwing and firing an incomplete pass intended downfield for Kelvin Martin, number 82, but too tall. Larry Bruton, number 28, was covering for Temple. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 32.
And I'm very surprised at that call. You're up 28-17 with 3:48 left to go on the clock. You want to run the clock down. Don't give Temple an opportunity to get the ball back anymore the rest of the game. A 1st down, straight drop back by Halloran, throwing into a crowd over the receiver. If that gets picked off, you know, things can change in a hurry in a football game, and Temple could end up with some of the momentum.
Well, Temple just drove 82 yards in 10 plays to score. Halloran with great protection. Still looking to throw, and it's tipped and intercepted but dropped. Eddie Parker had the ball, and that picture tells it all as he let it slip right through his hands. And boy, what a big play that could turn out to be.
I'm not second-guessing Jack McNeil, but again, a 2nd down, rolling out Halloran, who's done this time and time, throwing the ball up for grabs. Ball gets tipped up in the air, and it just goes right through his hands.
Drove 82 yards in 10 plays to score. Halloran with great protection. Still looking to throw, and it's tipped and intercepted but dropped. Eddie Parker had the ball, and that picture tells it all as he let it slip right through his hands. And boy, what a big play that could turn out to be.
I'm not second-guessing Jack McNeil, but again, a 2nd down, rolling out Halloran, who's done this time and time, throwing the ball up for grabs. Ball gets tipped up in the air, and it just goes right through his hands, and he is really upset about that play. Parker could have had the ball for Temple in good field position with 3:39 left to go in the game. I'm sure they'll run the ball here.
3rd down, 10 from the 32, and they give it to Bell straight up the middle. He gets a yard, or maybe 2 to the 34. And so it'll be 4th down and 8.
You don't want to put a team back into the football game, giving them an opportunity, because with 3:40 on the clock when they got the ball, it's only down to 3:19 at this point. They didn't run any time off the clock at all. I'm surprised Jack McNeil had Halloran do those kind of things in this situation.
I am too. Steve Peach is on the punt, and Purvis Herter, number 20, is back to receive for Temple. And Peach hits another good one. Herter back, fumbles it inside the 25, falls on it at the 21-yard line, and a penalty marker for a late hit is going to be called against Boston College. Dave Waddell, number 69, was down there. A 42-yard punt by Peach. And they'll mark it back, I'm sure, a little farther upfield. And here's Raymond Boyer.
Personal foul on the kicker. After the kick, dead ball foul, first down.
He could barely get it out.
I was going to say, Raymond Boyer was as confused as any. He's the guy's not supposed to be confused. So they mark it out to the 36-yard line, where Temple will have a first down and just a little under 3 minutes remaining. With about 2:58 left to play in the fourth quarter, the score, Boston College 28, Temple 17. 10th on Boston College for a total of 84 yards. It's 1st and 10 from the 36 for Temple. 2:58 remaining and a 28-17 Boston College lead as Saltz looks to throw. And he has a man over the middle. It's Chris Chambers, and Chambers into BC territory with the first down at the 42 or 3-yard line before Andy Hemmer, number 81, makes the tackle.
Steve, all of a sudden when you have the momentum going with you and you have the defense playing a prevent, real passive defense, you can make a lot of
17 Boston College lead as Saltz looks to throw. And he has a man over the middle. It's Chris Chambers, and Chambers into BC territory with the first down at the 42 or 3-yard line before Andy Hemmer, number 81, makes the tackle.
Steve, all of a sudden when you have the momentum going with you and you have the defense playing a prevent, real passive defense, you can make a lot of yardage up, and this game might not be over yet with 2:43 left to go.
I am not a fan of the prevent defense. 1st and 10 Temple at the 42. Only 3 men rushing for Boston College, and Saltz looking long down the near sideline for Chambers in the end zone. Incomplete. Almost picked off by Rory Perriman, who was going for the ball. There was some contact between the two players, but no flag.
Perriman was right stride for stride with Chambers going down the sideline. You know, any kind of contact in the end zone, any officials made some questionable calls already. That's why I'm surprised what Jack McNeil did on the last series. They would not be in this situation had they run the football quite a bit.
So it's 2nd down, 10, still from the 42 of Boston College. And this time Boston College bringing more, but not getting to Saltz, and it's incomplete. There's another flag. Creshbane is going to be called for interference, and again Chambers was the intended receiver. And again, Jack, that was a pretty good defensive play. He looked at me like he got there at the same time the ball did.
That's a very close play. I agree with the 2 calls before were not pass interference. This one was very, very close. This one could go either way. He made the call. That official has made all 3 calls on pass interference on this side of the field. He's made all 3 of those pass interference calls. This one I think I might agree with. It's a very close call. The other 2 I think just were bad calls.
11 penalties now on Boston College for 102 yards, and it's 1st and 10.
2 more pass interference penalties, they got a touchdown.
That's right. The ball's at the 27. Jack Bicknell obviously somewhat concerned as Temple is moving. Pressure on Saltz, and he throws it away. John Galvin, number 55, blitzing from his linebacker position, was right in there on Saltz, but he threw it into the ground and got an incompleted pass out of it.
And that time Boston College changed up. Instead of playing that prevent defense, they came with an all-out blitz. He came clean that time and just hit Saltz right when he's trying to deliver the football out in the flat.
So 2nd down and 10, still from the 27. The end zone, but out of the end zone, and I guess Saltz just threw that baby away because there was no one within 10 or 15 yards of the ball.
He's trying to roll out a way to get away from the rush in case it does occur, rolling out to his left and trying to find an open receiver downfield and biting for extra time. The secondary did a good job. There's too many defensive people out there. He couldn't find anybody open, just threw the ball out of bounds.
Clock stops with 2 minutes and 8 seconds remaining. 28-17, Boston College leading. It is 3rd and 10 from the BC 27. And the blitz is on, and Saltz is down. Number 53, Bill Romanowski, one of the defensive leaders, sacks Saltz on the blitz at the 37-yard line to not only push them back out of field goal range, but bring up 4th down and about 20 yards to go.
When Boston College gets back to the aggressive defense, that time Romanowski coming in the all-out blitz, they play much better and they're aggressive going after people. When they get in that prevent situation, that prevent defense, that's when they have problems.
Temple, of course, has no choice but to go for it on 4th down and 21. And Saltz firing long and down the middle. Willie Marshall had it but dropped it. Had he been able to hold on, it would have been very close as to whether or not he was still in the end zone. Neil Eiton, 43, was covering on the play. So Boston College will take over.
Remember Marshall missing one early in the first quarter. This time they're going for broke here on 4th down. It falls in the end zone. It's right through his hands. I'm not sure whether he would have had any of his either foot inbounds for the touchdown, but it goes right through his hand. That was a good throw by Saltz with a lot of pressure.
Right on the money. Saltz now has completed 12 of 30 for 166 yards, but needed that one desperately and didn't get it.
I don't think they'll throw the ball right here.
Well, we said that before.
I'm sarcastic.
But they give it to Stratford, and Stratford and another penalty marker both go down at about the same time. Ralph Jarvis, 98, making the tackle on Stratford. And so in a game that has been fraught with penalties, we'll have yet another one.
With the 10-yard holding on the offense.
I think they'll decline this penalty probably.
Decline. 2nd down.
Absolutely right, Mr. Hand.
Well, they just want to get a chance to get the ball back there and try to call timeouts. That saves them a timeout right there. And they didn't get they got lost a yard and a half or 2 yards. So 2nd down, they got 2 timeouts. So maybe they can get a chance to get the ball back one more time before the game's over.
Only a minute and 22 seconds remaining in the game, however. And in the 2nd down, there was a loss on the play of 12 yards to go. Ken Bell, nowhere to go. Maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. Ralph Jarvis, 98 again, in there on the play, along with Doug Davis, 49. Well, there's a timeout. The executive producer of TEN Sports is Fred Botwinick. On their own 35 and a fumble. And I think Temple has recovered the football. Jim Bell, the ball carrier, and a missed exchange on the handoff. And Temple will have another shot with 57 seconds remaining. As you see, 99 Jeff Ward come up from the bottom of the pile with the football.
I think Jack McNeil is going to have a talk to his offense how to play a head football. This time it's just a handoff. The running back and just never even gets a handle on it, drops the football in the backfield. They could very easily just fall on the football, make them use their timeouts. I've played in many games where that game is never over until that gun goes off, and you can't give a team, I don't care who it is, that this many opportunities.
And Saltz is up to throw again, looking on the out pattern. Chambers has it at the 11-yard line, and he's out of bounds, stopping the clock with 51 seconds remaining in the game. It'll be 1st and 10, Temple at the Boston College 11.
We didn't see much of Chambers in the first half, but now in his prevent defense, they're putting him in the game. He's running an out pattern. Saltz put the ball right there. Chambers made the catch right before he went out of bounds. Now they're down on the 11-yard line.
Gain of 21 yards on the play. Saltz again with good protection. Chambers wide open in the end zone. Touchdown, Temple. In 2 plays, the Temple Owls capitalize on the turnover to make it now 28-17 with the, or 28-23 rather, with the extra point to follow.
And watch Chambers' quickness. He's in the slot right now. He's got one-on-one coverage. He gets away from the jam right at the line of scrimmage. The defensive back 43, who should have gone deep and made that play in the corner of the end zone, drifts with the receiver on the sideline. Chambers makes a cue route or flag route to the corner of the end zone, and he is wide open. It's a defensive breakdown in the secondary of Boston College. They're not playing with the intensity they did early in the second half when they took the lead.
46 seconds left. They're going for 2, trailing by 5, 28-23. Salt's running the option. Palmer picks it off one-handed, runs to the corner, and gets in. A 2-point conversion to bring Temple to within 3 points. It is now Boston College 28 and Temple 25 with 46 seconds remaining in the game. And look for another onside kick.
And watch the athletic ability right now of Palmer. It's an option they ran for the touchdown before. He makes the pitch is way out in front of him, makes a one-handed catch, gets a good block by Poole to knock down the cornerback, and then Palmer with his great speed gets to the corner for the 2-point conversion.
Junior Paul. So again, Boston College with their skilled people, those with good hands, 9 of them up close.
They may try to bang it off one of the guys this time rather than that chip shot, which they tried before. They figure maybe Boston College might be looking for it.
And here it is. And it's going to be a squibber, and it's touched by a Boston College player, and who got it? At the 45-yard line of Boston College, we have no indication from an official as yet. And it is Boston College's football. Boy, that was a heart stopper for Jack Bicknell, I'm sure, as that ball caromed off a beast.
Temple had an opportunity to pick that ball up. You see the kick very low. It's bounced.